Hey, how's it going, guys? Hope you guys can see me. There you go. Hey, how's it going, guys? Long time no see. It's been a long time I haven't seen you guys. It's been, in fact, over 90 days. Look at it. I've been out of the loop for so long. I'm like stuck in the matrix now. What do you think about that? So shout out to everybody out there. We're just gonna hang out for a couple seconds. I'm gonna wait for a bunch of people to get into the room. I see everyone's starting to slowly get here. In the meantime, let's start doing some plug-in time real quick, okay? So, in fact, let me see. Damn, I just realized I should have. Yeah. Anyways, I should have had my browser open here real quick. Anyway, so what we're gonna do real quick, I'm just gonna go through all the motions. You already know. While we wait for everybody to get into the room, as of today, I'm gonna be live streaming not just on YouTube, but I'm also gonna be streaming on Twitch and on D Live. So if you guys want to check out, D Live or Twitch, the links are down below in the description of today's video, and I get to see everybody's chat. I got the chat set up over here so I can see what everybody's saying at all times, okay? So in case you want to go check that out, and say hi from over there, please, by all means, that'd be great. Let me see, I'm trying to get this going over here. But anyways, yeah, shout out to everybody out there. How would I do this? I don't know if I did this right. I'm trying to, and you know what? I should have done this earlier. You know what? Don't worry about it. I'm not even gonna, let's not get into it right now. There's the worst time, you know what I mean? As soon as I start a stream, to start, you know what I mean? Like, let me fix this, let me fix that. Forget it. Don't worry about it. If it's not there, it's not there. So yeah, because what I was trying to do is I was trying to show you guys the website, okay? But in the meantime, what I can do is I'll show you guys the chat. So I got the chat going back there. So we got a bunch of people already, saying what's up. In fact, shout out to David Garza. Thank you for the $5 already. Hell yeah, man. Shit, we haven't even started. I'm already getting in trouble by saying bad words on YouTube. It's not even 5 minutes in and we already got $5 coming up. So thank you so much. In fact, I forgot to mention before, I got banned from YouTube for 90 days. I had memberships installed, and I also got, like not the super chats, but the super stickers and stuff like that. So as you guys can see, David put up a super sticker if you're watching on YouTube and all that stuff. And yeah, you know what I mean? Like, again, you got memberships, and we got all that cool, fun stuff for you guys to, enjoy and have fun with. But again, regardless, I'm going to be twitching. I'm going to be streaming on Twitch and D Live, so that in case in the future something were to happen, I'm not going to stop streaming. I'm just going to be streaming exclusively on those platforms until they give me my streaming abilities back over here. I mean, there's nothing much I can do. You know what I mean? But regardless, we're back on YouTube. I was supposed to be back on Wednesday. They took their sweet time to get me back online, but hey, I'm not complaining. We're back. We're here, and we got a little bit of a new studio. In fact, let me show you around the studio. We don't have to go and stay in the matrix. We can go around and go, we can come to Mexico. Let me see, hold on. There it is, okay. See, we can hang out in Mexico for a bit. Look, we got the Mexican flag back. Okay. Or we have, let me see. Let's keep it with this one. You know what? I think, oh, okay. I'm trying to figure this out, guys. Okay. Trying to figure all this out. So let's, let's leave this one out back for a minute. You know what I mean? Let's talk about the Great Reset. Might as well start talking about this, because this seems to be like the topic of conversation no matter where you're going, no matter what is going on right now. In fact, I was actually listening to a podcast before we went live. It was the Tim Cast. Tim Pool. Tim Pool has a podcast, and so last night, he had a guy that is ultra left, ultra pro Biden, ultra lockdowns, ultra, in favor. What I mean to say is, like, he's in favor of the Great Reset. He's in favor of the lockdowns. He's in favor of, all of the things that are going on. And so, just listening to another perspective that's all the way on the other side, and they think that they're right. They think that they're doing the best for you and for everybody. And it's just listening to that other perspective is like, wow, man, it really like, you know, blows your mind. And it's like, wow, you know what I mean? These people are nuts. These people are nuts, you know what I mean? As to how they can explain to you how all this money printing is good, how giving the money to the corporations and banks is better than giving it to you, you know, and explaining as to, you know, why, you know, using something like the virus controversy, the virus lockdown, the virus situation, to use that as a great excuse that, well, now we survived that, it's no problem, so let's move on and like now try to solve climate change. And continue to lock everything down, continue to starve people to death, continue to, you know what I mean, break the system down in the name of a tree, in the name of nature. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you know what I mean? So we got a lot of that coming our way. So, anyways, I want to give a quick shout out. I don't know if I'm signed in or not. I'm not quite sure. Am I signed in? I mean, I know I'm on. I got Christian over there laughing over there, but yeah, I don't know why the chat is not quite. It says stream finished. What does it say? Stream finished? It's not stream finished. We're still streaming. We're still streaming on YouTube, right? As far as I know, right? We're coming in hot. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out all this stuff out real quick over here. Seems like my chat thing is messed up. Let me restart it real quick. But anyways, yeah, because the chat is a major part of the live streams that we do here. I know you guys love, you know, when we're chatting about here. How can I guess I gotta log out and log in again. Let me do this again real quick. In the meantime, what's going on here? Come on now. Oh my God, yeah, sorry, the stupid CAPTCHA thing. Man, I got so many things going on here. You know, I'm gonna put a little music in the background. Let me know how the sound is coming out. Because again, man, so much noise outside. I had to set this studio up real quick. Just a bunch of things going on. Now I got the chat not working, even though I know I'm streaming. So, but yeah, shout out to everybody out there. Oh, there we go, there we go. Can someone say something in the chat to see if it's working? Oh, yes. Okay, so let me give a shout out to the people that I do see in the chat. You know, so shout out to M-Key and Mr. Skits. Thank you, Mr. Skits, for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Skits. All right, man. I got too many things going on here at once. I think we got the chat working, right? I don't know why the chat's not working. Oh, maybe because it's only working in the embedded part. Let me see. 1 second, guys. Trying to figure all this out. Okay, so it's working, but it's only working over there. So how can I get rid of that? Because I won't be able to see the chat. But anyways, let me smoke a blunt in the meantime. So shout out to Callie, shout out to Herman, shout out to Elijah, shout out to Father's Fury, David Garza for the $5. Thank you, Mr. Skits. Thank you, everybody watching on all platforms. I really appreciate it. But anyways, my God, how the world has changed in just 3 months. I remember 3 months ago, we were just talking about, you know, the virus, and we were just talking about, you know, the elections and things like that. And look at where we are now, where like literally the Great Reset, this thing that, you know, a lot of us, okay, have been talking about for years, okay, that we were going to come out to a Great Reset. In fact, I got some pictures here. Let me bring up some pictures so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I think I'm just going to leave the chat and whatchamacallit, like in right behind me there, so you guys can just look at it, okay? And then I'll just figure out the chat on my end, okay? And then I'll figure it out for next time. But I'm there it is. Okay. Here, so check this out. Let me show you this real quick. Okay, so right there, guys, like the Great Reset. They've been talking about this for a very, very, very long time. This is not new, okay, at all, okay? And they finally have the world situation, you know what I mean? Kind of like a world war, a pandemic, some major, situation around the world that basically froze the whole world economy and is now allowing them to usher this in. Usher in a brand new currency, usher in a brand new infrastructure, usher in a brand new everything. You know what I mean? They're openly talking about this on a regular basis. They're openly already just, hey, we're here. The Great Reset is coming. We have rebranded. Before we were globalism / NWO, New World Order, but now, we've rebranded and now we're the Great Reset, okay? And we're here to help you get poorer and get more fucked up. So, I mean, they're saying it just like that, basically. So, just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of like where we're at right now, you know what I mean? Like, which is kind of crazy, that's like, the situation that we're in right now. But anyways, just shout out to everybody out there. I think I can see everybody. Again, I apologize if I'm missing anybody right now. But I think I can see everybody. I'm just trying to kind of like break this down over here real quick so I can... Okay, I don't need this window. Okay, we're good. Okay, so we're streaming on all platforms. We're hanging out here. Okay, I got my chat, okay, over here, and we're good to go. But anyways, guys, yeah, I mean, it was a pretty intense last 90 days that all of us have been having. In fact, it's been pretty intense since the elections. I still can't believe that Trump won. Well, I mean, I knew that Trump was going to win. I think most of us did. In fact, the numbers, right? But that's not the point. The point is that not only did he win, but that they took it away from him. They stripped it away from him, and now they're going to give it to Biden, literally the worst possible presidential candidate of all the presidential candidates that they had out there, of all the Democrats, of all the people that they had. They literally went with the worst one, and it's just crazy, man. It's crazy, like this matrix that we're living in right now, because I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? So apparently, you know what I mean? I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen. But, my assessment of the situation could be very easily the fact that, like, I think that, Trump might not leave office. I've been talking about this. I literally said this days after he got elected in 2016. That, Trump is either going to be the greatest president of all time, or he's going to be the worst president of all time, or, he's going to be like the last president in the U.S., which it could be, because think about it. Right now, what I think is going to happen, which it's shaping up to be this way. This is the way it seems like we're going. It seems like Trump might not want to leave office. Again, I don't know. He might leave tomorrow, whatever. But the point is that it seems like he's not leaving office, okay? And he's going to stay in office. He's going to do whatever humanly possible to stay in office. And then the people that said that they won, whether legal, illegal, whatever, we all know that there's been a lot of manipulation with the voting and a lot of craziness there, but we're not going to, that's not the point here. The point is that they think that they've won. They are, saying, hey, we are the winners. We won this, the votes and the numbers say so. Don't matter how we got those votes, but we got those votes and we won. So Trump, you got to get out of office. And Trump is like, no, I'm not leaving office. So then all of a sudden, the people that are the pushing and backing, Biden and the Democrats and the left, all of a sudden they're going to be like, okay, well, we have no other choice but to now try to take, do a coup, try to take over, okay, the presidency, the White House, and that's where we're going to have some sort of a you know, like a crash, you know, meaning like some sort of a civil war situation where all of a sudden, you know, if Trump's, which again, I don't know if this is going to happen, we got to wait for it to happen. But if Trump all of a sudden says, I am not leaving, I am staying here, and then all of the people that back him will back him, and then all of the people that are Orange Man bad and don't want him in there, you know what I mean? And they represent the other group, and well, now they're going to, you know, break off. Okay, and we've already seen that, you know, New York, California, Illinois, and other states that are very left-leaning or with leftist governors, you know, what are they doing? You know what I mean? They're basically already right off the bat, you know what I mean? They're already like picking their side, and we're looking at other states in the union, like Florida, some of the Carolinas, I think Texas, and a bunch of others, you know, they're saying, we're not doing any lockdowns, we're not closing anything down, we're not whatever, you know what I mean? So, and there's going to be some sort of strife, some sort of, you know, some sort of heated battle. I don't want to say a war, but it seems like that it could turn into that. Because again, if there's one side, you know, that wants one thing, and then the other side that wants something completely different, and they're both coming at, you know what I mean, head on, which is what's going to happen. Because right now, you know, once we get to the inauguration, all right, once we get to that point, or I think December 14th or December 12th or whatever, but you know, pretty soon, you know, we're going to come to that impasse where people are, you know, they're already going to start to make a choice and figure out, hey, what are we doing here? What direction are we going? And if we get to that point or past that point and we still have not made up our minds, okay, Trump is the president or Biden's the president, well, we're going to have a bunch of people, you know, picking sides. And that's it. And then it's only going to get, you know, the snowball is only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually it's not, you know what I mean? It's not going to end well. So, I mean, that's what I see happening. But maybe that won't happen at all. Maybe Trump will just step down and give, you know, the whole presidency to Biden. And then it's going to be, you know, really bad. You know, Biden is already doing negative things, you know, towards like Mexico and stuff like that. Yeah, I want to show you. Let's switch it over there. But yeah, you know, Biden is already, you know, because I listen to a lot of the Mexican news and other Mexican YouTubers and all this other stuff. And basically, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Biden and the Biden administration and the people that are behind them, you know, they're already coming down to Mexico and telling AMLO, hey, you guys better get with the New World Order. You guys better start doing the max vaccines thing. You guys better, you know, that COVID pass, you know what I mean? That special, what's it called again? Multipass? You guys remember from, what movie was it? Oh yeah, from The Fifth Element. Multipass? You got my Multipass? So anyways, you know, you already know the US, Canada, Australia, Europe, lots of countries in Europe, you know, they're all wanting to roll out this multi-pass, you know what I mean, COVID pass thing. And so they're now telling, you know, the Biden administration is now coming over here and forcing Mexico, which again, Mexico's rejecting it and telling them to go fuck themselves. But basically coming down to Mexico and already saying, hey, you better get that COVID pass. Hey, you better start locking down. Hey, you better get the vaccine. Hey, you better this. Hey, you better that. And the Mexican president's like, no, bro, that goes anti-constitution. We can't do that. Even if you want us to, we can't do that. And, you know, the global powers that be are saying, I don't give a fuck what you can do. This is what we're telling you to do. And the Mexican president's like, no, we're not. And so that's happening. So, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure that if it's happening with Mexico, I am sure that it's also happening with other countries, because there's other countries out there that are literally anti, you know, globalism and anti, you know, wear your mask, anti-agenda, anti all this stuff that's going on right now. So, anyways, hey, let me know if that noise is bothering you. Can you guys hear the missus cleaning the kitchen? Let me know. Let me know. Anyways, she says she wants to clean anyway because she's a good Mexican wife and she wants to clean no matter what. So it is what it is. But anyways, yeah, we got tons of fucking noise. I have to have everything closed. Hopefully it's not too echoey at the moment. Basically next door, you know what I mean? We got like a party going on or someone. I think they're cleaning over there next door too. And stuff like that. And they're cleaning up and, you know, already all that shit. So anyways, but yeah, guys, you know what I mean? The Great Reset is here. You know, the Great Reset is happening, and we're about to, you know, embark on some crazy, insane stuff. And so I don't know what's going to happen. I honestly have no idea what's going to happen, you know, with all this. Like a lot of you guys have no idea what's going to happen. But, you know, the reality is that I think that, you know, No, okay, you can't hear it. Good, good. All right, I just want to make sure. Yeah, because I got the microphone just facing me. You know what I mean? But still, you never know. See, look. Get this big black long thing in my face. Story of my life. Anyways, all right. So, like I was saying, yeah, man, you know, the Great Reset is here. You know, like it or not, you know, we're all going to be dealing with it in one shape, form, or another. Every country is going to get affected through it. You know what, right now, what they're trying to do is that they're trying to bring that, you know, down into, you know, other countries and all around the world. Now, will they succeed? Probably, probably not. We don't know. It's up to us, the people, you know, as to whether they're going to succeed or not. And, you know, the way that I'm looking at it, it's not looking too good. It's not looking too well. You know what I mean? It seems like, you know, they're succeeding at the moment. You know what I mean? Like in pushing this agenda, because everywhere you look, you know, you see so many people, you know, wanting to wear their face mask, you see, and wanting to comply. I mean, how many pictures do you see constantly of people, you know, wearing their face mask indoors, where, you know, like, again, complying with, you know, wearing their mask, eating, wearing their mask, you know what I mean? Or having sex or getting married, you know what I mean? With their mask on. You know, to me, the kicker is when I see people wearing this thing outdoors in the middle of nowhere or driving their car alone. And so, you know, when we see so many people, okay, and again, remember, it doesn't have to be everybody, but when we see like 80%, 75% of the people complying with this in one shape, form, or another, it's like it doesn't give the rest of us any hope at all. You know what I mean? And so that's, you know, very, very sad state of affairs. And we know that. We all know that. So I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like it's a very weird time that we're living in. That is for sure. And like you said, you know, many people are leaving the U.S. Many people are leaving Canada. Many people are leaving all kinds of places. You know, I'm so busy. You know, so many people constantly hitting me up because they want to get out. You know what I mean? They're done. You know, a lot of people feel like they feel like they're in prison at the moment. You know what I mean? Which is really sad. You know, a lot of people feel like they're, you know, locked in prison. You know what I mean? Which is, you know, again, you are supposedly in a free country, right? In a first world country, yet you constantly feel that you're in prison. Well, you are in prison. You're in prison in your own home, or you're in prison in your neighborhood. You're in prison in your state. Some people can't even travel, okay, within your city or your state. And it's just, it's horrible, you know what I mean? Like, and so, you know, but what are we going to do about this? You know what I mean? What we focus on more than anything else on this channel and everything that we do here is solutions. You know, we're going to try to figure out some solutions on how to, you know, get to fix all this, okay? And not, you know, fall victim to, you know, the Great Reset. You know, in fact, we can thrive, all right? And we can become a success, and we can, you know, literally, you know, come out winners, you know what I mean? Like out through all this situation right now, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, I know it sucks for a good majority of the people out there right now, but, you know, for me personally, like I've talked to you guys before, I'm doing great. In fact, if you have bought some Bitcoin, for example, back literally the last live stream that I told you, the last live stream that we were live, you know, I'm always telling you guys to buy these things and get into this stuff. But if you guys would have just diversified a little bit and bought some Bitcoin way back when, you know, 90 days ago, before I got, you know, taken off of YouTube, man, are you sitting pretty right now? Okay. And again, it's not just Bitcoin, it's basically any asset that is not paper currency, that is not the dollar, that is not investing in your government, or, you know what I mean, or investing in any kind of banking situation or central bank. So, you know, that's the kind of like the reality of it right now. You know, right now, like if you have invested in any kind of crypto, but definitely have invested in something like Bitcoin, boy, are you happy? Boy, are you sitting pretty? Boy, are you excited? You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? Right now, it's like a lot of people like us, okay? I know not everybody in the audience. There's all kinds of people in the audience, new, old, everything. But if you're in the audience right now, and you've been preparing for a very long time, okay? And what I mean by preparing, I'm not talking about, you know, like a prepper. By the way, you know, again, if you're a prepper, I'm sure you're laughing your ass off right now too, you know what I mean? But that's not the point. The point is, if you've been mentally preparing yourself, if you have been educating yourself, if you have been, you know, storing away, you know, your wealth, instead of storing your wealth in dollars, you're storing your wealth in buying property, buying Bitcoin, buying gold and silver, buying other hard assets, okay, that are only gonna increase in value instead of devalue. If you have invested in any of these, invested in yourself, okay? Because remember, we've been under lockdown for many months now. So what have you been doing this year? But anyways, if you've been taking advantage of this year, and prior years, again, because a lot of us have been preparing for this for longer, for a very long time. But anyways, if you're in any one of these positions, yeah, man, you are sitting pretty right now. Sure, you're looking around you and it's a zombie apocalypse. Everything is falling apart. Wow, it's here. Wow, it's happening. Holy shit. You know what I mean? But, you know, at the end of the day, you're not really that worried or panicked because, well, you prepared already. You already know what's happening. We can't believe that it's happening, but at the same time, well, we can believe it's happening. That's why we prepared for so long. We all of a sudden, we're not crazy anymore, right? All of a sudden, family members that thought that we were fucking nuts are reaching out to us and asking for help. You know, other people, you know what I mean? Friends and other people that we know that also thought that we were nuts are also asking for help and asking for guidance. And all we can do is tell them what we've already told them before. But what we and they realize is that for a lot of people, it's kind of too late right now. You know what I mean? Because some people are like, oh my God, I still haven't gotten my passport. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? Oh my God, I still haven't gotten, you know, my money out of XYZ. Well, I don't know what to tell you. You get what I'm saying? And I can go on and on. You know, there's a lot of things like that. So unfortunately, you know, that's kind of like where we're at right now, you know, with a lot of people. But if you set yourself up correctly, and you really ain't got nothing to worry about. You know what I mean? You're sitting pretty. You are totally fine. You know, like I am, you know, like you are, like a lot of us are, you know what I mean? But, you know, there's a lot of our brothers and sisters out there that are not doing that great. And it's only because they never listened, they never prepared, they never took any of this seriously. And now we are here, and you know, we're in the matrix at the moment, and like a lot of people don't even know what to do about this whole thing. You know what I mean? So it's kind of nuts. But again, you guys, you know what I mean? Right now, you know, it's a great time. You know what I mean? To double down on your investment, double down on a lot of the things that you're doing. You know what I mean? So for example, maybe it's not the right time to and you know, keep putting money into Bitcoin. But, you know, gold and silver are still extremely cheap. Okay. You can also buy a lot of things like, you know, again, I don't want to, you know, sounds ridiculous, but things like toilet paper. And I'm not saying to buy toilet paper. Don't buy toilet paper. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is that if you know that there's a bunch of zombies out there, okay, that when the shit hits the fan, they cannot survive without toilet paper. Well, maybe it would be wise to buy toilet paper, not for your own ass, but so that you can, you know, sell it or barter with it, trade with it in the future. So in the future, when the dollar isn't worth anything, when your local currency isn't worth anything, and you still don't want to use your gold, silver, or Bitcoin, well, guess what? You can use toilet paper as money. You'll be able to trade toilet paper as money. You'll be able to trade things like bottles of liquor. You know what I mean? So keep bottles of liquor. This one's already, you know, I already used this one, you know, the decoration. But you know, stocking up on liquor. I mean, are you kidding me? Liquor, drugs, any kind of anything like that, when the shit really hits the fan. I mean, again, you know what I mean? We already saw a preview of what is really going to happen a few months ago. So a little preview of what really is going to happen, you know, full blast all across the world, you know, really soon. And it's all because of economic reasons. We already got a preview of that a few months ago when we had the first lockdowns and we went through all that. So now they're trying to redo that again. And they're just trying to, you know, again, get it to the point where they're not going to have to do lockdowns because everything is already going to be so devastated. Well, that you're not going to be really able to, you know what I mean? Like open up your business because you're not going to have a business to open up. You know, you're not really going to be able to go outside because there's going to be martial law declared and you'll be shot on sight if you go outside your door. So, you know what I mean? And that's already around the corner, guys. I mean, I don't know what else is. I mean, again, we have, I forgot who it was. I think it was that Flynn guy. And he was already saying we need to declare martial law, which, by the way, I'm sure that some of you guys are already fully aware, you know, martial law has already been, you know, declared. Okay, a long time ago, okay, even before Obama. So the United States is already under martial law, but if they're really like now calling for, hey, let's really, you know, like now just implement martial law, yeah, man, it's not going to look good because, It's not going to end well because, again, you know, just look at what they did during the first lockdowns, where they were literally shooting people on site to stay indoors. You know, basically, if as the army was patrolling your neighborhood and you stepped outdoors, they were shooting at you to get back indoors. I mean, come on. I'm not going to be playing no videos or not going to be playing anything like that because, again, this is my first live stream back after coming back from, you know, YouTube prison, okay? And I'm not going to, you know, I'm not here trying to, you know, mess anything up or anything like that, okay? With, you know, by playing any videos or doing things like that. But you guys already know what's going on. You guys are, you know, fully aware. You guys are living it, where most of us are living it right now. Well, I'm not really living it because I'm out here in Mexico. You know, fuck that shit, you know what I mean? You know, I'm out here just chilling. You know, that's really my view right there. That's really what my view is right now, just the beach right there. So let me read some of the comments, okay? So we got comments coming in from all over the place. So let me see what we got over here. So shout out to people watching on Twitch. Shout out to everyone watching on YouTube. Shout out to everybody. Thank you so much. You know, I'm glad to be back. You already know how we do. But anyways, let's just read some comments real quick while we do that. So let me see. Elijah saying education is part of the blame too. Yep. I want to invest in platinum. Yeah, you know, platinum, copper, you know, any kind of precious metal, any kind of, like, you know, metal is good. Could someone survive on crypto in Central America, for example, in Belize? Well, Belize is not a great spot, you know, right now. Belize is very closely aligned with the United States. The local currency in Belize is the US dollar. And I have friends in Belize right now, and ever since the whole lockdown, they have been dying to escape and get out and escape to the Yucatan, to Mexico, where I am right now. I'm right next to, you know what I mean? I'm right next to Belize, and there's people stuck in Belize. They have not been able to get out, and you cannot enter Belize. So you can't enter Belize and you can't get out of Belize. So Belize is not a great spot. Okay, but yes, you can survive on just crypto alone. I survived on basically crypto alone for years when I first got here, and the infrastructure's gotten a little better, but depending on where you are and depending on the country, some countries, like if you go to Argentina, which is going through a super horrible economic situation right now, you can survive on crypto in Argentina. You can survive on crypto in Venezuela, but you probably don't want to live in Venezuela or Argentina right now. But again, there's tons of countries all around Central and South America where you can definitely live off crypto. And crypto is, you know, basically Bitcoin, Dash, you know, a lot of the coins that are, you know, being used on a regular basis down here in the Americas. You know, they are a currency because remember, a lot of these countries are constantly battling the dollar already. So now that they have an option, you know, to get out of the dollar, to get away from the dollar, they're using it, and they were using it, you know, marvelously. In some countries, great, in some countries, not so great. But at the end of the day, you know, in a country like Mexico, you know, a lot of people prefer to use things like Bitcoin than, I don't know, MoneyGram or Western Union to send money or to receive money. Bitcoin is very big in Mexico. Some parts of Mexico more than others, but yeah, crypto and Bitcoin are, you know, major component to helping people throughout these times at the moment, because, you know, right now, you know what I mean? Like there's the whole economic crisis happening in Venezuela and Argentina. Let's just stick with Argentina for a moment. But, you know, the people in Argentina, the only way that they can get any money in or out, you know what I mean? The only way that they can help family members, the only way that they can do anything is really through Bitcoin. Because even if they're trying to bring dollars in or take dollars out of Argentina or even Argentinian pesos, they can't. And trust me, I've been trying to do some business out there and I haven't been able to do anything. You know what I mean? There's just no way to do it. The only thing that we could do was through Bitcoin, and it really didn't even work. You know, it was only good, you know, for certain things, but it wasn't good for the business that we were doing because we were going to be losing money. Because literally, in order to take money out of Argentina right now, you get taxed 65%. So for every dollar, okay, that you're trying to take out of Argentina or bring into Argentina, you got to pay 65% tax. So for every dollar that you want to bring in or take out of Argentina, you have to pay $1.65. Crazy, right? So Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a shit show, you know what I mean? And so, but as each country is going through their own economic shit show, well, guess what? You know, things like Bitcoin and crypto become more and more of, you know what I mean? Like, oh, wow, you know what I mean? Like, this thing is valuable. This thing has a use. This thing, you know what I mean? I can actually use this. I can actually put my money, my pesos, my dollars into Bitcoin, like gold and silver, and it'll at the very least retain its value. You know what I mean? So that's for sure. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you can definitely just survive on crypto alone. You know, there's a lot less rules and regulation in most of Latin and South America. Remember, some countries are different. You know, like Belize and Argentina, they have, you know, just the same or very close amount of rules and regulations like as a country like the United States might have. But when you come to Mexico, you know, rules and regulations, you know, come on, you know, they're kind of like, you know, thrown out the window and not really enforced per se. All right. So, all right, let's look at the chat a bit more. Things by Billy Bob. Hi, I'm late. No, it's okay, Billy Bob. Don't worry about it. Freelancers kind of have an advantage. Correct. If you're a freelancer, you definitely have a major advantage. Let me see. He says, Elijah says you can mine as well to make a decent living. Well, I mean, mining crypto isn't what it used to be. I mean, I'm sure you can mine. I'm sure there's some crypto that you can still mine for a profit and then trade it for Bitcoin. But I mean, I don't know. That's not my department. But maybe, you know what I mean? Like maybe there's still something out there. David Garza says, sorry if you've covered this. Is UBI viable in your opinion? Oh, that's a great question. We'll talk about UBI in a sec. Let me take a hit. But yeah, that's a whole topic. Okay, I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna get on that. All right, that'll get me on a rant. All right, so yeah, we're gonna go on the UBI rant right now. Is I got Elijah says, can you build onto Bitcoin as they go? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Not only can you build on Bitcoin, and which they have, Bitcoin has been built on and become better. You know what I mean? Ever since its birth, you know what I mean? The system just keeps getting more robust and better and easier to use and safer to use, and I can go on and on. But yes, you know what I mean? It's constantly getting updated. But on top of that, you know what I mean? You can use the underlying technology, which is, you know, blockchain technology, but, you know, that underlying technology to build your own currency. And that's the future that we're moving into. Just like when the printing press gave the ability to print currency and print, not just print books and print information, but print currency and paper currency. Guess what? You know what I mean? Now with the invent, you know what I mean, of Bitcoin, now we also have the ability to print our own currency, our own money, and that goes for the world, you know, meaning that doesn't matter who you are, you can create your own currency, your own value chain, your own system of value, and trade that with whoever wants any of that. I got a bunch of Jose coins, but they're not worth anything or valued in anything because nobody wants them. But if all of a sudden all of you guys want them and you guys start trading them and they're like available for trade, well then guess what? All of a sudden that Jose coin becomes valuable and an alternative currency that people might want to use. I don't know. You know what I mean? But that's how it's going to be. We're in the future, instead of being forced to use the dollar, because it doesn't matter, because even if you're using the Mexican peso or using any currency around the world, your currency is pegged to the value of the dollar. So in a weird way, you're still using the dollar, but now all of a sudden we have the ability to create our own currency that doesn't have to be pegged to anything. But if it were to be pegged to something, it might be pegged to things like gold, silver, or Bitcoin, okay, which are not controlled by anything or anyone. And so it's going to, again, it's a new paradigm shift. That's why they're trying to push the Great Reset on everybody right now. We're going to get to UBI in a second, okay? I promise. This is all intertwined with what I'm talking about. But, you know, we're going to get, I mean, that's all part of the Great Reset. You know, that's why they're pushing it now, because they see that this whole thing is getting away from them. All right, hold on. Yeah, they see that this whole thing is getting away from them. And basically what they're trying to do is that now they're trying to create their own currency, their own cryptocurrency. And then the people that don't know anything about this, all of a sudden, there's not going to be a dollar anymore. There's not going to be any kind of currency out there anymore. And so the people of the world are going to choose. hey, we got this thing called Bitcoin, which we don't know who runs it. It's scary. Ooh. And we got all these cryptos that are run by all these bad guys. Ooh. Or we got a Fed coin. You know, we got a great, what is it? An international monetary fund coin. We have a bank coin. You can trust the banks. Look at the banks. Look how big and powerful we are. You can trust our coin. We're not going to fuck with you. We're going to help you and save you. And so most people, the average Joe around the world, is most likely going to go down that route. Which again, it's not going to end well for them. You feel me? But it's not going to. The people that are in power and are pushing these coins, okay, the Fed coin, the IMF coin, the globalist coin, the NWO coin, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's not going to end well. Because once they do that, they literally acknowledge the existence and the actual, you know, they actually acknowledge like, oh my God, crypto, Bitcoin, all these things are a real thing. And so the rest of the world, the good majority of the world is going to lose faith in the dollar, lose faith in the banks, lose faith in the whole system. And so then they're going to be like, well, is there an alternative outside of the system? Oh, there is. Gold, Bitcoin, silver. Oh, okay, let's do that. Okay, and they're going to go down that route. Okay, and a good majority of the people that don't know anything and are not educated, well, they'll use, you know, the banking system, but that banking system isn't really going to get them too far because the whole system is going to get shattered and we're going to have to rebuild everything from the ground up. And in that case, again, just if you go to other countries that are rebuilding from the ground up, if you go to a lot of Latin American countries, you go to a lot of countries in Africa, you go to countries like in the Caribbean, like Cuba, they're using crypto and they're using this technology to build a system outside of the system that they're in right now, and they're getting around the prison that they're in, okay? And they're able to now build a free system in which eventually they're all going to be on, and the old system, the old legacy system that's in you know, working now is not going to, you know, exist, or it's not going to be viable. It's not going to be a good option. Look, it's like right now, we still have fax available, but does anyone really use a fax? No. You know what I mean? We still got landlines available, but they're slowly, each and every day, you know, disappearing. And I could go on and on, you know. So eventually, the system that we have now is an old technology that's eventually going to disappear, and we're going to replace it with a brand new technology, okay, which is Bitcoin, crypto, blockchain, all this other stuff. And then when we got that new technology, well, we're going to have multiples of that new technology, and then it's going to go to open capitalism. Or the people are going to choose which is the best system, okay? And at the end of the day, if you got a banking coin system that's going to be charging you a lot of money, it's going to be restricting the use. You know, you can't send money to this person. You can't send money over here. You can't do that. So then who the fuck is going to use that Fed globalist NWO coin? Nobody. And everyone's going to keep using and learn. Eventually, once this happens, they're going to learn how to use this stuff. Because if you go to Zimbabwe, you go to Venezuela, you go to whatever, a grandma knows how to use Bitcoin. So what's your excuse? Well, your excuse for not knowing how to use Bitcoin is because you have not been put in a position in which you had to learn it. Remember, necessity is the mother of invention. And that's kind of like where we're at now. So as the whole system really deteriorates and falls and disappears, that's when more and more people are going to get, you know, on the new system, and more people are going to all of a sudden, you know, get onboarded into the Bitcoin crypto system, because again, they're going to come up, you know, they're going to lose all their money and all their wealth in Wells Fargo, in Chase, in whatever bank, HSBC, and then they're going to have to start from the beginning. And then what are they going to choose? You know, they got two choices, you know, a system that is outside of the banking system, the crypto stuff, or a system that is the banking system all over again. People are being like, no, you stole all my money. You made me poor. You took it all away from me. Why the fuck would I invest in you again? Why the fuck would I give you my, you know what I mean? So, and then that's it. And then they're going to be then the people that are using the Fed coin, the globalist coin, the NWO coin, all that shit, it's going to be a small group of countries. It might just be countries, and then those coins are going to turn more into like an SDR, and then that's going to turn more into, again, you know, kind of like a petrodollar, and it's just going to be a completely different thing. And again, you know, as we go through this great reset, you know, they are trying to reset the whole planet, but they're not going to be able to reset the whole planet. Because whenever anything goes into great reset, we all have to go to the bottom and start from the beginning. So there's going to be a lot of countries out there that are going to have a huge advantage going forward, and a bunch of countries that are going to be, forced to participate in the Great Reset. And other countries, well, they're just too poor, or their infrastructure is so shitty that they're not going to even be allowed to participate in the Great Reset. But they are going through a Great Reset of their own, and they're going to come out better because they're going to have a better product, a better situation, a better everything for them as a nation, as a people, to fucking blow up and get better. You know what I mean? Mexico's a great country. There's a lot of other countries around the world that are, going to be taking full advantage of this. And, we're just going to see the whole thing develop. We're going through a big paradigm shift, a big change in humanity, in technology, and just everything, man. You know what I mean? This is like once every 500 years kind of thing. You know what I mean? So we're going through a major, this is really a great reset for reals. You know what I mean? So let's talk about, I want to really talk about the UBI real quick. I didn't want to skip over that, okay? So by the way, someone said the United Gates of America. No. I think I call the USA the USSA, the United Socialist States of America. That's what I call it, okay? Because again, the United States more closely resembles communist Russia, and we're definitely heading in that direction. I mean, I in my opinion, I think the United States is already socialist, and it's already, borderline communist, okay? Whatever you want to call it now. I know it's something else, technocracy, this, that, whatever. Who gives a fuck what it's called? You know what it's, you're living it. It's not good. So the United States, Europe and a lot of these countries, they're already deep into fucking communism. I mean, are you kidding me? And it's not good. It's not going to end well. You know what I mean? Like it's just not, it's only the beginning of all that. But let's go with UBI. So the question on UBI by David Garza was, by the way, shout out to David Garza sending me that $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Here, let's bring the chat back up here. Okay, hold on. Sorry if you covered this, but is UBI viable in your opinion? So, well, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by UBI being viable? I mean, UBI is already here. It's going to come in one shape, form, or another. We've already experienced UBI in 2020 in the United States of America, which was, and I think in other countries too. I think Canada and other countries are still doing it or did it. What is UBI? UBI is Universal Basic Income. And so, yeah, you know what I mean? Whether you were getting PPP loans or, OPP loans or any kind of government help, or whether you were getting unemployment, or whether you were getting a stimulus check, or whether, whatever's happening in your neck of the woods, that's UBI, like it or not, okay? I don't give a fuck what they call it, okay? That's UBI. And a lot of this stuff kind of got stalled, because of the election, because of politics and all this other stuff. But I'm on the fence right now as to whether they're going to continue to, disperse UBI to the American people, or if they're not. Now, if Trump would have been reelected, I really do think that he was going to continue, because again, a lot of the things that he was already doing, was continue the UBI. Again, people, call him hardcore Republican conservative, but these are very liberal socialist, moves, which is universal basic income. So he was already doing that. He was already wanted to give another check. Pelosi was the one that said, I don't want to give help to the people if it's coming from Trump. I would rather the people starve instead of giving them help, knowing that it's coming from Trump. I want to give it to, so that's Pelosi talking. We know this. Everyone's heard this already. So, with all that being said, I think it got stalled, okay? But right now, what we're seeing and what we are going to see going forward is that they're going to continue printing money into oblivion. I don't know the exact number, but I think it's like 25% or 30%. 25 to 30% of all the United States money, meaning all the money that we've printed since the beginning of time. 25 to 30 something percent of all the money that we've ever printed was printed in 2020 alone. So I'm going to let you sit on that for a minute, okay? 25 to 30% of all the money that we've ever printed in the United States has been printed in 2020 alone. So going forward, going into 2021 and beyond, we are going to print into oblivion. It does not matter who the fucking president is. Now, with Biden as president, I think that he's going to keep printing, but that money is going into the stock market. That money is going into corporations. That money is going to special interests. That money is going into a certain direction, and it's not going to go to you. It's not going to go to the people. Now, again, I could be wrong. I don't know, but this is from what I'm already seeing, from what they're already doing. But what Trump was trying to do, which was not trying to do, he did it, and then he was trying to do it again, that he was actually dispersing it to the people. Okay? So not only were they printing money and giving it to the corporations and giving it to big government and giving it to, you know, all these special interests and things like that in the stock market and all this stuff, because again, the stock market is fake, phony, and false. Everything we see, the stock market reaching new highs and reaching, you know, all these high numbers, you know, it's the money that they're printing and they're putting it into the stock market, which is, again, that's communism. That's a communist stock market. But anyways, I digress. They're going to continue printing money, but I think that they're not going to give it to the people. They're going to start, you know, remember, the globalist, leftist, NWO agenda is to kill as many people as possible, is to destroy the world economy, is to destroy your life, is to destroy everything. And remember, they have not been making any bones about it. They have been openly talking about these agendas for a very long time. You know, we hear, you know, remember Bill Gates, part of, you know, that whole agenda to depopulate the world, okay? They've talked about this openly many times. So that is their agenda, you know what I mean? So you already know that because, again, Biden and the people behind them are already saying, we want a mandatory 6-week lockdown. We want a mandatory wear a face mask at 24 hours a day, even when you're sleeping. We want to make sure you get a vaccine like 3 times a week. We want to make, you know, whatever, all these crazy fucking things, you know what I mean? Close your business down. I mean, how insane is it that, you know what I mean? Not only are they closing your business down, but then they open up your business, you know, let's say a restaurant, and they say, okay, you can do it outdoors. And then when you do it outdoors and you have to put it inside, you know, you have to build tents outdoors. So you got to put your business outdoors, and then outdoors you got to build an indoor. You know, I don't even know what else to say, bro. You know what I mean? Like, hold on, like.
Halfway, take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
So, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. But anyways. Oh, some people are asking me about my prison stint. Let me see. Is there like any thoughts on Tesla? Okay, why YouTube prison? Okay, no, so I'm not in YouTube prison. I literally got released today. I got released yesterday, actually, or today, whatever. But I just got released a couple days ago from YouTube prison. YouTube put me in prison for like 90 days. And so this is me coming out of prison. That's what you saw on the thumbnail. You know what I mean? What you saw, because, you know, they weren't too happy about having to release me from prison, but they had to, because remember, you know, even YouTube is fucking banning the police, right? Or what is it? Or defund the police. So since they defunded the police, you know, they had to release me from prison, whether they liked it or not. You know what I mean? So, and I'm out here, you know, committing crimes by talking and spreading knowledge. Bruh. Right? So anyways. So that's that. Here, let's get the chat back up real quick. Let's read the chat for a minute. So let me see. Yang is for UBI. It was Satoshi. Ethereum. I'm not a fan of Ethereum. I'm not a fan. Whatever. I like platforms like that, like EOS and other platforms. But you know, we're far away from that. You know, I don't want to get into the whole Ethereum, Cardano, EOS. Debate, Tron debate right now. But at the end of the day, look, it's like this. It's a business. So whoever offers the best product possible is going to be the one that's going to win out. Ethereum is not offering the best product. They're slow. They're expensive. Yeah, they're just not good. You know what I mean? They're bulky. When you look at just like Tron, Cardano, EOS, they're way better. Okay? Cheaper or free. What else? faster and just a better, you know, easier to build on. So, you know, that's just my opinion. I'm not invested in any of those, okay? Because I'm not here investing in any of that stuff. You know what I mean? This is not financial advice or investing advice. You know, to me, I tell you to invest in yourself and invest in things, you know, that will provide wealth for you and your family, you know, generational wealth. You know, I tell you to be your own bank. All right, invest in your own bank. You know, meaning invest in things like gold, silver, Bitcoin, property. You know, all of the above. You know, buy a Picasso. You know what I mean? If you buy a Picasso, it's only going to increase in value. You know, whatever. You know what I mean? Just things like that. You know what I mean? So that's what I tell people to do. You know what I mean? I'm not you know, telling people to invest in again, if you want to gamble, you can invest in the stock market. The stock market is only going to keep going up and up and up and up until the whole bubble bursts. When the dollar ceases to exist, when the whole bubble and the whole dollar, when the whole thing just dies and whatever, that's when the stock market is going to die. But in the meantime, as we're pumping and printing into oblivion, well, yeah, you know what I mean? You're going to, obviously, if you got money in the stock market, it's just going to get higher. You know, it's just going to be worth more and more and more and more as time goes on until it's not. And so things like gold and silver might not be increasing in value too much. But guess what? You know what I mean? When the bubble bursts, that's the only thing that's going to be worth anything. All right. And in fact, even though gold, silver, and other precious metals are at all-time highs or very, very high in price right now, if you look at the history, the monetary history of gold and silver since the beginning of time, gold and silver are at the cheapest they've ever been in human history. So what does that fucking tell you? What is that? Well, not human history, in U.S. history. In U.S. history, maybe human history. But what does that tell you? Basically, that these precious metals have been suppressed because of the system that we're using now, which is, you know, computerized stock market system that artificially inflates things like the stock market, Amazon, the price of your home, and all this other crap, and then artificially deflates the price of things like gold and silver and manipulates the price of, again, gold, silver, Bitcoin, and other assets. But if you know the true value of these things, that's what you buy now because it's at the cheapest. Remember, you got to buy what nobody is buying, and then you got to sell what nobody is selling. Okay? So that's how it works, man. That's as simple as that. So right now, you know what I mean? You got to buy these, as people are telling you, oh, stay in the dollar, stay in cash. You got to be buying these other assets, okay? All right? And then eventually when everybody's selling their gold and silver and Bitcoin, you know, that's when you trade it in, you know what I mean? That at that point, you know what I mean? You are trading it in, you know what I mean? Look, for example, I said it wrong. When other people are panic buying gold, silver, Bitcoin, when the whole system crashes and they're panic buying these things and they're buying Bitcoin at $100,000 or buying Bitcoin at $1 million, well, you are selling it to them for $100,000 or $1 million, and you are trading in that money for, again, a house, you know what I mean? Property, a brand new car, whatever. And at the end of the day, if you bought that Bitcoin for like $1,000 and you're trading it for $1 million or whatever, you're trading it for a brand new house or trading in for a brand new car, well, you essentially paid $1,000 for a brand new house. You see how that works? And again, gold, silver, whatever, any one of these assets, okay? And the same thing with a house. You know, the reason what you do with the house now is that you keep a house, and right now, if you bought a house a long time ago, you know, any time ago, you know, right now your house is worth a lot. So you're selling your house now, or you're selling your house in these times. And around these times is when you're selling your house, okay? And then, you know, you're cashing out, and then you're, you know, or you're selling it as the price goes up, and then you're cashing out and buying something completely different. You know, you're cashing out, all right? You're waiting for the prices to drop again, and then you repurchase. So let's read some more comments. Let me see. How is Merida? Merida is awesome. Merida is amazing. Look at that. I'm out here on the beach. How much more awesome can it get? Let me see. Elijah says, my mom told me a long time ago, this is the depopulation project. She doesn't know who it was by. but the world, especially USA, will be on fire. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, your mom was right, bro. Your mom was right. We've been normalizing the absurd and everyone's buying it. Correct, Billy Bob. I need to get a broker for BTC then. Making a mistake would be foolish. No, actually, Elijah, you don't need a broker. Nobody needs a broker. You should not be buying Bitcoin with a broker or anything like that, or gold or silver. No, my friend. You need to have physical gold. You know what? Let me get it for you real quick. Give me 1 second. I always got to show you guys. Yeah. So, I'll let you guys enjoy the beach. Okay. So basically, unless you got your silver, okay, like this, okay. Unless it's physical silver like this or gold, it's not yours. It's just a piece of paper. You might as well just have cash. And the same thing with Bitcoin. Unless you own the Bitcoin, unless you have the Bitcoin in your wallet, in your virtual bank, your bank, you own the bank. Unless you have it in your wallet, you don't own it. If a broker owns it, I mean, if they have it, they have it. It's not you. You follow? So, you know, just want to give you that word of advice, okay? As to when it comes to like Bitcoin and stuff like that. So what you need to do is learn about Bitcoin. Again, don't be investing in anything you don't know. If you don't know anything about gold or silver or Bitcoin, then it's time to educate yourself. You got to invest in yourself first before you invest in something else. So you need to invest time and effort into learning about these things. But anyways, so when it comes to like Bitcoin, you know, the best way to buy Bitcoin is through something like Coinbase or the Cash App. Okay, so I'm answering your question as well, because someone asked me, okay, DJ said, is it bad to use Coinbase? No, it's not. You know, the thing about using Coinbase or Cash App or anything like that is that you are now telling the government, hey, government, I have a certain amount of Bitcoin that I purchased. But there are other ways in which you can purchase Bitcoin and the government has no idea that you're purchasing it. But at the end of the day, you can purchase it and tell the government that you purchased it, but you're not going to pay taxes or it wasn't incur any kind of, taxes or fees that you got to pay the government. The fees and taxes only come when you sell your Bitcoin. So if you sell your assets, so basically you can buy, Bitcoin on Coinbase, on Cash App, on any one of these assets and then transfer it elsewhere. Okay. And then when you sell it, as long as you're not selling it within their system, they don't know that you sold it. So you have many options. A lot of people say, oh, I lost it. And if you lost it, well, they can't tax you on it. If you sold it, like if you got rid of it like cash and you just cash to cash, again, they can't tax that. If you never sell it and just hold it, okay, like gold and silver, again, you never have to pay no tax on it. So there's a lot of options, okay? But if you do sell it, okay, you got to tell them. And then you got to pay taxes on it, okay? Now, you don't have to do that, but that's up to you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what there is to do, okay? It's up to you what you're going to do. But again, if the government already knows that you have this Bitcoin and they know somehow that you sold it, well, they're probably going to say, hey, you owe me a certain amount of taxes, which is probably what might happen. In the future, they might just come knocking. Well, they just send, you know how the IRS works. They just send you a nice letter to your house. You get that letter. And when you get that letter, it tells you, you owe us this amount and you got to pay that amount. And that's it. But if I were you, honestly, but if I were to, so anyone, I'm guessing the next follow-up question is, what would I use to buy Bitcoin? The Cash App. I think the Cash App is the easiest and the best, because with the Cash App, you literally have the app on your phone. Okay, you literally put the money on your Cash App. You buy the Bitcoin on the Cash App, and then literally in seconds, as soon as you buy the Bitcoin, you can take the Bitcoin out of Cash App and put it into your own private wallet. Whereas with Coinbase, it takes a lot longer. You might buy $1,000 in Bitcoin and they might not give it to you for like a week. So, you know what I mean? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. You know what I mean? So I prefer Cash App over anything else, okay? So Cash App is my preferred thing, okay? So, hey, real quick, guys, I gotta use the restroom for 1 second and get some more coffee, all right? So give me 1 second. Let me play a little music, and I'll be right back, okay? 1 second. All right, hold on, I forgot it. Let me put the chat real quick. Sorry about that. Still learning here. All right, I'll be back in a second. Hold on. Oh wait, All right, I'm back. Sorry. Whew. Gotta drain that lizard real quick there. So shout out to all of you. All right. So, stop it. Sorry. All right, so where were we before we got really interrupted by me? Let me see. But yeah, shout out to everyone. Oh wow, we got a lot of people watching. Wow. See, I don't know because I'm not with this new setup. I have no idea who's out there watching, who's out there with me. But yeah, we got a lot of. So we're again, guys. Quick reminder: today is the first live stream that I've done in over 90 days because YouTube banned me for 90 days. Okay, so since they did that, I have to, you know what I mean? Take a little time out for 90 days. But what I did in the meantime is like I set up a whole thing, and so now I have I'm right now I'm streaming on Twitch and I'm streaming on D Live, and I'm also I think streaming on my website. I don't know, maybe not yet. I gotta work on that one. But yeah, I'm streaming, and I'm also streaming on YouTube. So we got a bunch of people watching right now. Shout out to everyone out there. Let me know how the sound is coming out. I'm guessing it's fine. Usually you guys complain and let me know, you know what I mean, immediately if there's something wrong with the sound. Hopefully the sound is coming out great. There's not too much of an echo. I got like a sting here. Yeah, it's not that easy to pull this off, you know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. I enjoy doing this, so it's fun. So, all right, so let me see. So we out here at the beach. All right, sound is great. Thank you. It's like also Elijah's like, if you ever do business somewhere else, look into Singapore. Yeah, I know. Asia's great. You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing wrong with Asia. I think Asia's pretty cool. But Mexico's even cooler, because I speak Spanish and I have a lot of advantage to being out here. So, but yeah, no, I love. I mean, the plan for me and Christian was to start traveling and see a lot of these places and go to a lot of these places, and see what's out there. But the reality is, and now we're kind of like stuck, and so we want to also keep traveling, but it's like I don't want to travel and go to places if I got to be wearing my face mask the whole time and dealing with that bullshit, and no, you know what I mean? It's not fun to travel somewhere and then all the things that you want to see you can't see, and then you got to wear a face mask and you got to comply with all these idiotic rules. So we're just, you know, kind of sitting tight for now and playing it by ear. But yes. Live Studio says any value in buying Tron, Ripple, Stellar. Okay, so basically the way I see it is like this. All those are speculative assets. It's like investing in any stock on the stock market. You know, you could gain, you could have big gains, big fat bags, or big losses, okay? And have absolutely nothing. Like I was already talking about Tron and Stellar, you know, okay, so yeah, Tron, Stellar, Cardano, EOS, you know, those things are pretty good projects. You know, they've been around for years now. They're doing their thing. You know, I'm not a hater. I'm not a fan. You know, I used to be a fan of some of these projects. I'm not that much of a fan anymore because I understand the space so much more now than I did like 5-6 years ago. But, you know, I'm not going to hate on them because they're still around and they're doing their thing. So, you know, I commend them. Now, when it comes to XRP, don't get me started. Don't get me started. I don't know if I still am, but I was, you know, known in the XRP army community world as, you know, public enemy number 1 or public enemy number 58, because I think you guys, you know, XRP community has a lot of enemies. But that's because I would tell the truth about XRP, and I would actually dissect XRP and really break it down, because XRP is a banker coin. And everything we've just been talking about, how long have we been streaming? Okay, we've been streaming for a fucking hour right now. And everything that we've been streaming about today has been the banks, okay, are trying to bring in the Great Reset and fuck everybody over. And literally, you know, again, fuck everyone and not even, you know, without even any Vaseline. Okay, they're really like going to stick it to you really hard, and XRP is like, oh, we are a banker coin. We're here, which by the way, they're not. I mean, because no bank, no central bank in the world would ever want them if they're creating their own coin and they're trying to take over the fucking world themselves. And why the fuck are they going to have some XRP dumbasses? You mean some douchebags be like, you know, use their currency? No. Now listen, the most powerful entities on the planet are creating their own. Okay, and they've talked about this a million times. Okay, so again, not only is XRP a scam, okay, but they're trying to sell you on the fact that they are a banker coin, okay, which is already horrible, like saying we're a pedophile coin. It's like, what the fuck is any, okay, so they're doing that, and then on top of that, the banks themselves, or the pedos themselves, are saying, no, we don't want anything to do with you, we're gonna do our own thing. You know what I mean? So the way I see XRP, okay, so I'm not a fan of XRP, and I'm not going to continue going with XRP. In fact, if you're going to invest your money in something like that, I would highly suggest to buy Chuck E. Cheese tokens, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like whatever. You know what I mean? Like some Coca-Cola, Pepsi, you know, points. You know, anything that's, you know, those things, even though they might sound worthless, they're actually worth more than XRP. All right. And they're actually you can actually do things with Coke or Pepsi points. You can do things with Chuck E. Cheese fucking tokens. You know what I mean? You can actually do things with that. Okay. You can do things with Chuck E. Cheese coupons. Okay. You can't do anything with XRP. All right. So, all right. I'm glad that you're on the same page. Yeah, I am not an XRP guy at all. I'm a Bitcoin all the way. I'm not Bitcoin maximalist at all. All right, I'm all about the technology. All right, I love the fact that we are now going to embark on a brand new paradigm in which we're also going to be using capitalism in order to pick out the best and, you know, the best currency, the best product. That's basically it. You know what I mean? So I think that's where we're heading with all this. You know what I mean? I think that now, you know, once the whole system fails, once it all breaks down, then the people are going to, you know, decide what's going to work for them. You know, in some areas it might be Dash, some areas it might be Bitcoin, some areas it might be, you know, fucking Litecoin, whatever, bro, Bitcoin Cash, you know, whatever works. And then if that's the case, then, you know, Bitcoin might be looked at like gold. You know what I mean? But again, if we have gold and silver, you know what I mean, then people are going to get their value from that. But then if we go into gold and silver and then we see like, wait a minute, JP Morgan has all the silver. China has all the gold. So then maybe people are like, you know what, maybe we'll do a Bitcoin. Nobody has, you know, full control of all the Bitcoin, and Bitcoin are just spread out all over the place. And it might not even be a Bitcoin standard. It might be another coin standard, the one that is the most decentralized and the most everything. We don't know, man. All I know is that the Great Reset is actually happening, okay? So this Great Reset is happening. The reset is not just for us, but it's for them. So remember, with every kind of reset, there's good and bad. So the people that are behind, remember, the people that are in the World Economic Forum, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, you know, all of these individuals out there and beyond, you know, they're really pushing hard, you know, to control the Great Reset. But the reality is that once a Great Reset, once that button is pushed, which they're doing it, they're going to lose control, like always. You know, these things always happen. And then once the control is lost, well, then it's going to be pure anarchy. And then the people are going to, you know, again, the people are going to all fight amongst each other. And then something is going to rise above that. The same thing happened with the printing press, okay? And the Bible and all that shit like 500 years ago. You know what I mean? It was the same exact fucking thing. You know what I mean? That they had the great intention of having a great reset, okay, by printing the Bible in every language, giving it to the people, letting the people now figure it out, decide, and really start, you know what I mean? Like, what is it? Like calling their leaders and holding the leaders accountable for their actions. You get what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. And that was the idea, but it really, you know, turned into this fucking insane thing where before you fucking knew it, you know, we got Scientology and we got fucking, you know what I mean, the Mayflower, and we had all, you know, all the craziness, you know what I mean, that was happening back then, by the way. I know Scientology is a new thing, but that craziness was happening back then, and we had all these unintended consequences, and eventually that same system put us in prison because that same printing press is what's printing the money. Now, that printing press, which is printing the money, remember, we're not really, you know, all the money printing that the printing is not really, you know, things like this. You know, the reality is that, you know, it's all digital. So it wasn't really until the invent of the computer. And so the computer, okay, alongside with the printing press or whatever, you know what I mean? Or, you know, the computer is the next, you know, the computer is the next, what is it? Like iteration, the next, you know, evolvement, or what is it? Anyway, the level up, you know, damn it, I can't think of the word, you know, when you evolve. Okay, so the computer in the computer system, that's, you know, the printing press evolving into the computer system. And so then now we're printing into whatever. So it's come full circle where now the same thing that took us out of slavery brought us back into slavery. Because again, without the printing press, we would never have had anything like the Bill of Rights, a Constitution, our founding fathers, and I could go on and on. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing, you know, now with this new technology, it's literally helping us break free from the, you know, the paradigm that we're in, you know, the chains that they're trying to put us in, the prison that they're trying to put us in. It's allowing us to break free from that. But at the same time, eventually, you know what I mean, it will come full circle and it will imprison us again. Now, whether that's going to happen in a couple decades or a couple of, or many centuries, we don't know. Usually it takes many centuries, but right now, you know what I mean? You know, right now it's up to us, you know, because if we don't play this correctly, you know, we could very easily be building the slave ship, the slave, you know, what is it, the plantation for us to be living in, like we have up until now. We built this, you know, this whole slave open air prison, we built it for ourselves. So what are we going to do now? You know what I mean? Are we going to do that again, or are we going to break free? And I think we're going to break free because with a great reset, you know what I mean, everyone is going to, you know, have a huge distrust for the system. They're not going to have any other choice but to, you know, go back to fucking, you know, what is it, to rock bottom, to start from the beginning. And they're going to learn how to become self-sufficient and not rely on government, not rely on the system, and so on and so forth. And then have the ability to build a brand new system. And they're just, you know, people are just going to do that. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very difficult times, but it's going to be beautiful times. You know, definitely. And so obviously for people, like if you set yourself up right, if you buy Bitcoin, gold, silver, property, you buy things like that, buy toilet paper, liquor, food, water, and you set yourself up correctly, and you're not living in the middle of the shit. Like you're not living in you know, New York, California, France, you know what I mean, Spain, many parts of the world, you know, Taiwan, you know, many parts of the world that are, you know, Australia, many parts of the world that are really gonna, you know, not be good. You know, as long as you set yourself up correctly and you're out of those areas, you'll be able to survive and thrive. And then not only that, but then when everything is starting to get rebuilt, well, guess what? You're gonna be part of the rebuilding, because you're the only one that's going to have the resources. You're the only one that's going to have the know-how. You're the only one that's going to, you know, all of these things. And then eventually you get together with other people that have know-how, other people that need resources, and so on and so forth. And you start building communities, start rebuilding, and eventually, before you know it, you know, we start the cycle again. So, I mean, that's the way I see it. You know what I mean? Like, honestly. So, it's not a bad thing, but, you know, we got things coming our way. That's for sure. So let me see what else we got. Let's read some comments real quick. Is there any apps you know where you can buy precious metals besides Robinhood? Elijah, again, I already told you, man, I would not be buying any kind of anything in an app. If you're going to be buying gold and silver, you need to buy this, okay? The physical gold, the physical silver, okay? If you're buying it, look. You see? All right, you buy it, you're like in the cartoons. That's what you need. If it's not this, you're literally throwing your money away. All right? If you're buying digital gold or silver, if you're buying paper, gold, and silver, you're not buying shit. When the shit hits the fan and you go with your little paper and be like, hey, I got my little paper here. Can I get my silver? They're gonna call the cops and arrest you. Okay? That's what's always happened, that's what's gonna happen again. All right, so buy it physical, okay? And then, of course, if you have a lot of physical gold and silver and all these things, then you might want to invest in guns. And you might want to invest in how to use them. And you might want to invest in living in a spot where you can feel safe, and so on and so forth. So, you know, there's a lot to do, man. And that's why for a lot of people, this is so overwhelming, because so many people are used to big daddy government taking care of everything and taking care of them. So then when all of a sudden you're telling them, okay, here's the solution, but you got to do it yourself, people are like, oh shit, what is this? You know, I can't handle this. I can't even build a fucking IKEA desk. How the fuck am I going to be able to take care of myself? So, that's where we are right now. Herman is asking me, can you buy fractions of Bitcoin with the cash? Oh, by the way, Herman. So Herman is in Mexico. Herman, you do not have the Cash App available to you unless you have a US bank account, but I don't think you do. So since you don't have a US bank account and you're Mexican and you have a Mexican account, what I would do if I were you is go to Bitso. I'm gonna type it in the chat right now, okay? Bitso.com, okay? BITSO.com. And by the way, you can use Bitso in other countries as well. But Bitso is the Mexican crypto exchange. So basically, get on Bitso. You can put it on your phone, and you can put Bitso on your computer. There's two ways to use it, just like Coinbase and others or whatever. But basically, with Bitso, you can buy Bitcoin in Mexico. Okay, now depending on where you are in Mexico, I know where you are, you cannot buy it in, like me, I cannot buy it through a ATM or anything like that, but I buy it through Bitso. So basically how it works is that I get my Mexican pesos, I take them to Oxxo, all right, and I deposit in Oxxo, and then they deposit into my Bitso account, and then I buy Bitcoin, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like if I need to cash out, I'll cash out Bitcoin and it'll transfer it to my bank account. And that's it. Easy peasy. So if you do have a bank account, a US bank account, then yeah, Cash App is great. Go with Cash, but do both. I do both, okay? I use Bitso and I use the Cash App, but the Cash App is cheaper. Cash App is cheaper and faster. So Cash App is better, in my opinion, but they're both good. Again, you never know when some of these avenues will start closing off as everything gets harder, and as the Great Reset keeps going on, and this keeps, getting worse and worse. You're gonna need other options. You know what I mean? Like, you might not be able to use a Cash App. You might not be able to use Bitso. You might not be able to use this or that. So you got to be able to know how to use all of them, or at least, kind of familiarize with them, so that way you know what's up, okay? So if I were you, learn how to use Bitso and learn how to use the Cash App, okay? And yes, the next question, you can buy fractions. In fact, one Bitcoin, one whole Bitcoin is worth 19,000 US dollars right now. But that is what it's worth. A Bitcoin is fractioned into many pieces. So basically, I'm going to tell you, in fact, I'm going to tell you what the price. So anything under one Bitcoin, anything under one Bitcoin is, hey, hold on. Anything under one Bitcoin is called a Satoshi. Okay. So I think it's like 100 million Bitcoin. 100 million Satoshi, or 1 million Satoshi equal one Bitcoin. So basically what you're doing is that you're buying Satoshis. You're not buying Bitcoin, you're buying Satoshis, okay? So, but I'm gonna tell you right now how that works as well. So, here, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see what it is. Okay. So real quick, so you guys can see right there, this is like the scale. So $1, you guys can see it right there. Here, let me make this a little bigger. Okay, so as you guys can see on screen, okay? Okay, so $1 US, okay? $1 US gets you 5,250 Satoshi, okay? So with $1, okay, $1, look at how many Bitcoin you get. That's how much Bitcoin you get, okay? You're seeing it on the screen right there. So with $1, you get 5,252 Satoshi. So basically you get 0.00005252 Bitcoin, okay? For $1, okay? And so in the future, when we're gonna be using Bitcoin, to do things with, on a more regular basis, or any kind of other coin, you're probably not going to be using a whole Bitcoin, but you're probably going to be using Satoshi. So with $1 right now, you can trade that dollar, and that dollar is going to get you 5,000 Satoshi. And you can, imagine 5,000 Satoshi. Look, 5,000 Mexican pesos or something. So imagine 5,000 Satoshi. You get what I'm saying? So look, you're looking at the price. I'm changing the battery on the camera as we speak right now, by the way. So, but as you guys can see on screen there, okay, as you guys can see from the screen right there. By the way, Christian says hi to everybody. But as you guys can see from the screen there, that's how it's like really, boils down to. Okay, that's how it kind of like works. Yeah, look, as you can see how I have to set up the camera real quick. Hold on 1 second. But yeah, we're gonna keep talking about this. Uno segundo, por favor. Okay. So going back to the value system. Okay, so look at on screen. You can see there one Satoshi. Look at what it's worth in Bitcoin. Okay, how it looks like in Bitcoin. Okay. So one whole Bitcoin is 100,000 or 100 million, right? Yeah, 100 million Satoshi equals one Bitcoin. 10 million Satoshi is 0.1 Bitcoin. 1 million Satoshi is 0.01 Bitcoin, okay? And so on and so forth, all right? As you guys can see. So one Satoshi is, again, whatever that is, So basically, when you're on the Cash App or on Bitso, you can buy 20 pesos worth of Bitcoin on the Bitso app, or you can buy $1 worth of Bitcoin on the Cash App, okay? But, what I would do, if I were you, is I would wait. I would not buy Bitcoin right now, okay? I would not buy Bitcoin at this particular moment because, again, just a few months ago, we were at $9,000, and now we're at $19,000. Okay, so I'm not a trader. I'm not anything. I bought my Bitcoin, okay, way back. Earlier this year. Okay, so I'm sitting pretty. Okay, as are most of you guys that purchased it before we went up. So right now, even though everything that we're looking at right now is that Bitcoin is going to keep going up and up and up and up and up, especially with the money printing, especially with, all of the things that are just going on in the world right now. It's the only way it's really going is up. you know, still, you know what I mean? I would, I don't know, man. I don't know if I would buy if I were you right now, but this is what I would do. This is what I've always done and what most people do. This is your savings. When you're buying Bitcoin, when you're buying gold, when you're buying silver, when you're buying, these are your savings. So basically, this silver coin is around 25 US dollars right now, or around 500 Mexican pesos or 600 Mexican pesos. So right now. So right now, I would still purchase this, but I know that I'm purchasing it at a very high price. Why? Because since I handle Bitcoin, gold, silver, and all these other assets as my savings, every week I put money into my savings. So at one point and at one time, I was buying silver at $10. I was buying silver at 15. I was buying silver at 25. So again, with the Bitcoin as well, I was buying Bitcoin at 4,000. I was buying Bitcoin at 10,000. I bought Bitcoin at 17,000. Okay, now I know that when I bought but again, what am I buying? I'm buying like $25 worth or something like that. But when I bought $25 worth of Bitcoin at $17,000, obviously I'm getting a lot less Bitcoin than if I would have bought the same $25 worth at 9,000. Okay, at 9,000 I'm getting double. Okay, I'm getting double that what I paid for. You know, but the thing is that if I'm doing incremental buying. Okay, incremental purchases. I'm purchasing every week the same amount, no matter what the price is. Well, then guess what? When you average it out, what you paid at 4,000, at 9,000, at 10,000, at 17,000, at 25,000, when you average it all out, you probably bought it all like around 10,000, 12,000. You feel me? But if you're starting to buy now at the high, because the high for Bitcoin is basically 20,000. If you're starting to buy now and we pull back, you're going to be like, oh my God, I lost money. Oh my God, I lost an investment. I lost whatever. But if you are using this as a vehicle to protect your wealth, to literally protect yourself going forward into the future, you already know that these pieces of paper are worthless because, again, you cannot even wipe your ass with this. But with the piece of silver, well, you can do a lot of things with silver, even though it's not valued at anything now. I mean, silver is used for this microphone. Silver is used for the lights that I have on over my head now. It's used for the camera. It's used for the computer. It's used for just about fucking everything. So you already know that it's going to be worth something. Same as gold. You already know gold's always worth something. Bitcoin acting as a currency, acting as a hedge against wealth, knowing that there's only 21 million Bitcoin, probably less. There's infinite amount of these pesos. You get what I'm saying? Knowing your history, knowing all that. So if you already know where this is going and you buy it at 19,000 and tomorrow it drops to 15,000, what you should be doing is buying more at 15. It drops to 10, you should be buying more at 10. You follow? But a lot of people, they buy at 19, they get scared. When it drops to 15, it drops to 10, and then they sell and they lose half their money and they never invest again. And when they invest again is when Bitcoin is at 100,000 and it's way too late then. You follow me? And again, Bitcoin, gold, silver, whatever asset, okay? So, you know, that's kind of like where we're at with that, guys. You know what I mean? Basically where you need to, you know, educate yourself. You know, that's the first thing that everyone needs to do. You know, go to my website. I mean, not my website. Go to my YouTube page, and on my YouTube page, you know, I'll show you real quick. Might as well. So on my YouTube page, basically all you got to do is, you know, down below, I got like Bitcoin. I got one of the playlists. Okay, I got a playlist called Bitcoin for Beginners. Okay, and you can check that out. All right, let me see if I can find it. I think I have it here. I had to put it back up because I know you guys are asking for it, okay? So, okay, here we go. So just go to my YouTube page, okay? As you guys can see, we're on my YouTube page, all right? And on my YouTube page, just scroll all the way down, all right? I have like 1 million videos, but anyways, you scroll all the way down. And it's in, you know, I got all these playlists, okay? But I also have, you know, I put it here so easy, whatever. So, and again, look at the views, man. Nobody cares. Now, I know things are different now. You know, I know a lot of you guys are asking me about this stuff, but go check these out. Bitcoin for beginners, okay? How to set up a wallet, knowing things, you know, the implications of the technology, what this stuff can really mean and do for you. And then I put the Bitcoin documentary. So there's a Bitcoin documentary out there that I did not make, somebody else made. But anyways, I put it in that playlist so you guys can watch it. You get more information, more knowledge on this. But if I were you, you guys need to know and educate yourself more on what is money, what is currency, what is wealth, what do these things really mean? Because right now in today's world, you know, hold on, let me get back on camera now. Because right now in today's world, oops, wrong one. So right now in today's world, everybody thinks that this is money. This is not money. This is just a piece of paper. This is actually currency, okay? This is money. This is money, but nobody calls this money, okay? So silver, gold, Bitcoin, that's actually money. So yeah, there's a big difference between money, between currency, between all of these things. Okay, so let me go back to the desktop real quick. So on my webpage, you know, I'm always telling you guys, go check out Gold, Silver with Mike Maloney. So we're gonna check it out real quick together. Go to gold, okay, so Mike Maloney, okay, gold and silver. Okay, so this guy has these videos called The Hidden Secrets of Money, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each one of these episodes you need to watch, and you need to watch many times over, okay? In episode 4, okay, as you can see here, he goes through, okay, and I've showed you guys this many times before, but you need to figure, you know, you need to watch it for yourself many times until you figure it out. But anyways, as you guys can see on screen, on episode 4, he tells you what the Ponzi scheme of the dollar and the currency is. You know, everything that, you know, what the Fed is, what the Federal Reserve is, how, you know, your wealth and your money and your time and your effort gets stolen every day, how you are a debt slave, how the system works, how it screws you over, how you can protect yourself. Anyways, he explains everything, okay? And he explains everything with little, you know, cartoons and the whole nine, all right? So there's no reason for you not to educate yourself. So go out there and educate yourself, okay? So as you guys can see there, okay, The Hidden Secrets of Money by Mike Maloney, all right? This is episode 4, but I would watch episodes 1 through 8, 9, 10. But in episode 4, he tells you how the system works, okay? But you need to understand everything. You need to understand monetary history from the beginning of time. You need to understand that what we're going through right now is nothing new, that we've been going through this since the beginning of time, okay? And we need to, you know, literally learn about this so we can protect ourselves and not fall victim to this stuff again. I mean, that's basically what all this is about. All right, guys? So I just want to drill it into your head a little bit. All right? All right, let's look at the chat real quick. See what's up with the chat. All right. Elijah says, many are thinking about living off the grid as well. Yeah, again, yeah, living off the grid, you know. But again, and you live in a place like Mexico, living off the grid is easy. When you go to a place like the United States, living off the grid is a crime. You get arrested. You know, they'll come fucking knocking on your door and arrest you for fucking living off the grid. What is the best place to buy physical silver and gold coins? You know, that's a great question. Again, gold, silver. Okay, so Mike Maloney, the same guy, goldsilver.com. That's a great place. Okay, I'll put it on the website. Okay, I'll put it here. There's a bunch of places. Okay, but I'm just gonna go with this guy. Okay, because this guy is the one that's providing information for free constantly. So hold on. Okay, so as you guys can see there, okay, goldsilver.com. Okay, goldsilver.com. Okay, and you can buy gold there. Okay, so buy precious metals. So you see, we're gonna go to gold. Okay, let's go to silver. Buy precious metals. Okay, silver. Okay, and you see right here the prices. Okay, great prices. So this is who I would choose if I were you. There's a bunch of other people, okay? I think JD, I don't know. Whatever. There's other websites, but I don't really buy physically. I buy physically at the bank. In Mexico, you can buy physical silver at the bank. So that's where I buy my silver. I buy my Mexican Libertards at the bank. Okay? But since a lot of you guys, you cannot buy silver at the bank, they will laugh you out of the bank. What do you mean silver? We don't do that here. That's crazy. What? So since most of you guys live in a place like that, you got to buy it from a good, a good source. So I would look into gold, silver. Okay. Goldsilver.com. All right, let's keep looking at the comments here. Oh yeah, again, a local coin dealer. But again, you got to make sure that you can trust them and that you're buying, the real stuff. Okay. But again, you got to research and educate yourself on that. That's not my channel. Yeah. And again, guys, you know what I mean? Think about it. Even if you were to buy, let's say $10 worth of Bitcoin, and $10 worth of Bitcoin is like 50,000 Satoshi, and the shit hits the fan, and all you have is 50,000 Satoshi. Well, think about it. You have 50,000 Satoshi out of 21 million, and there's millions and millions and millions, billions of people that have 0 Satoshi. So again, even if you only have $10 worth of Bitcoin, that could be a lot. There's probably going to be a lot of wealth. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I travels abroad. Thank you. That is called dollar cost averaging. When you're buying, let's say an example, $25 of gold, $25 of Bitcoin every week, no matter what the price, and then eventually you get that average price. Okay. That's dollar cost averaging. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Herman, at what price? You're asking me what price would I buy? Well, the thing is, and I'm not a trader. I don't really, follow. I mean, when to buy, when to sell, when to anything, because, like I said, I do my dollar cost averaging. You know what I mean? That's what I do. You know what I mean? So right now, I'm not purchasing any Bitcoin. I'm actually purchasing silver. You know what I mean? And eventually, I'll switch it around again and things like that. With my savings and shit. But the reality is that it's never too early, never too late. So honestly, I would start buying now. Oh wait, I forgot to put the. Oops. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I thought I had the. But I would start buying now. It's never too late. It's never too late. If you already know that Bitcoin, look, if you look at Bitcoin's price in like the Argentinian peso or in Venezuelan, a Bitcoin in Argentina is worth like, 200 or 300, I think it's over 300,000 pesos. So imagine if you were to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. And that $100 worth of Bitcoin eventually is going to be worth 1 million pesos. You know what I mean? 1 million Mexican pesos. You know what I mean? Think about that. So just to give you an example, okay? Remember, everything is derived value from the dollar. So, just depending on how your economy and all these other things are doing. But at the end of the day, if you already know that Bitcoin, which is valued in US dollars, is going to get to $100,000 and beyond. Well, again, if you buy $10 worth of Bitcoin right now at today's price, that $10 is going to be worth $50 by the time you get to $100,000. Okay. And by the time we get to $100,000, $10 in your pocket, if you would have kept $10 US in your pocket, by the time that Bitcoin is at $100,000, that $10 is going to be worth $8 or $7. That's the truth. But that same $10, if you would have put it into gold, silver, or Bitcoin, at the very least, it would remain the same. But the reality is that it's going to be worth minimum you know, like let's say silver or gold and they don't really jump, something like 11, 12, 13, 15, $20, or as high as $50. Again, that's just $10. So again, guys, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things to discuss and talk about when it comes to that, but you know, there's no real right time. Again, if you know that Bitcoin's gonna get to $100,000 and beyond, then you know, any price you buy it at is good. There's people that bought Bitcoin at this price in 2017 and they were at a loss for 3+ years until now, and now they're finally breaking even and going back to the top. But if you would have kept your money in US dollars in 2017, you would have lost so much more money. Right now, your money is worth, if you would have put $20,000 in the bank in 2017, today that money is worth like $18,000, $17,000 plus the fees, plus, you know, the taxes, plus all this other and shit, not including inflation. But if you would have kept your money in Bitcoin and you bought Bitcoin at the high price of $19,000 in 2017, and you sit here today at $19,000, well, you didn't lose any money. You at the very least broke even. And if you know that your US dollars are worth less, again, if you would have kept it in dollars and today they're worth less, well, then if you would have kept it in Bitcoin and you broke even, well, really you've made money and it's worth more, isn't it? It is. It is. Okay? So, I mean, that's how you got to look at it, guys. There's a lot of math and a lot of shit, but it's really not that hard and complicated. So, okay, so Raymond is asking me about, you know, buying gold and silver in small amounts or small increments. Well, the thing is like this. If you're buying silver, I mean, you know, one silver coin is great. You know, there are smaller increments and amounts that you can buy, sure. But really, when you're buying gold, unless you have a lot of money, a lot of wealth, when you're buying gold, you really want to try to buy the smaller amounts, you know, like 1/8 of an ounce, you know what I mean? Or grams of gold, or even put it into 24-karat jewelry and so on and so forth. Because, you know, when the shit hits the fan and you're trading your silver or your gold for food or water or whatever, you can't break this down. And what are you going to do? Trade a whole coin for like a lot of, you know what I mean? No. So that's what, so, but then again, if you want to buy a property, you know what I mean, with your gold, you might be able to just have a few of these coins, okay, a few gold coins and trade, or silver coins, and trade those coins for the property. You know, instead of having a lot of, you know, but again, that's where Bitcoin comes in, because you can hold millions and millions and millions of dollars in wealth on a USB drive, or in a password that you keep in your fucking head. You know what I mean? So that's the advantage of Bitcoin and crypto, okay? So, but again, if the system goes down, accessing your crypto and your Bitcoin, because by the way, people are always like, oh, what if they do? They shut down the grid and they shut down the system and they whatever. Well, you're not going to lose your Bitcoin. You'll probably lose access to your Bitcoin at that moment in time, but you're not going to lose them. They're there forever, okay? They can't erase it. But when it comes to like gold and silver, well, that's where that comes in, because if they turn off the switch, you know, if all of a sudden they just turn off the switch and everything goes black like that, well, then guess what? If you got your gold and your silver, well, you can function. If you got your bottles of alcohol, if you got your toilet paper, if you got all these things that you can trade with and use as currency, then you're going to be okay. And then once the grid gets back on, once you get like a little solar panel and you're able to connect and blah, 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 then, you know, you can access your fucking Bitcoin through your phone. I mean, you know, that's it. I've already shown you plenty of videos where, you know, people are moving Bitcoin around between, you know, those Nokia brick phones that barely have access to the internet. And they're just sending it through text messages and radio waves. So again, guys, you know, that's what the technology of Bitcoin and crypto is very, very, new, and it's very, top of the line. It's very, ahead of its time. But the reality is that the underlying technology, which is what makes Bitcoin and the blockchain and all this other stuff, is very rudimentary, man. It's very, very basic stuff. So if you're an old fart and you know a little bit about HTML or fucking Java or, you know, just basic coding, you're actually going to know a lot more than some of the kids these days about Bitcoin and blockchain and crypto, because it's using the old technology. It's just, you know, revamping it, you know, to be able to resist and to be able to survive in today's environment going forward. But basically, it uses the old technology, and that's why it works so great, because it's not complicated. It's very simple and very easy, and it's basically, it's just like a giant drawer, like a giant database. You know what I mean? So, yeah, yeah, yo creo, I think I put it back. Lo puse para atrás into. Yeah. So, I mean, that's it. I mean, that's where we're at with that. So let me see. Let's read some more comments. Are you new to Bitcoin, Jose? You just got in this year? No, I've been in Bitcoin for a long time. I've seen many Bitcoins in and out, okay? So, no. I've been in Bitcoin since, like, fuck, man. I've known about Bitcoin from the beginning, but I really didn't get involved in Bitcoin until like 2015, 2016. I lost, when Bitcoin went all the way to 20,000 and all that shit. You know, that's a long story, okay? You know, I went to jail. I went to what had nothing to do with Bitcoin. It has a completely different animal. You know, I got caught up in the system, and so I had to sell my Bitcoin, sell my wealth, and get rid of everything in order to survive. Eventually, I had to come down to Mexico. But, you know, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I've always been into the system. You know, I mean, I've always been into Bitcoin. I've always been into all this. So, you know, even though a few years ago, I've been poor without a penny to my name, like literally dirt poor. I can't afford to basically eat, you know, eating canned beans and fucking eggs, you know, for days on end. A lot of you guys know, you guys have been watching me throughout the whole process. Even during those times, the reason I was eating canned beans and eggs and shit like that was because I would rather put the $5 that I had to my name in buying Bitcoin or whatever, you know what I mean? And so, you know, even though I was poor and whatever, I was always buying a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there, and so on and so forth. Since I put myself in a great position to be ready for the Great Reset, well, when they hit the Great Reset button at the beginning of the year with the coronavirus and shit and the COVID situation, you know, I was sitting pretty, and I've been fucking, you know, generating wealth throughout 2020. So that's why I'm sitting pretty here. I mean, that's it, you know what I mean? Just because I set myself up correctly. When everybody was panicking, I was just, you know, getting my shit ready. You know what I mean? I already had everything ready, but just doubling down, tripling down, and now I'm sitting pretty, like a lot of you guys are. But for those that are still trying to figure out what to do, yeah, man, you know, that's why you guys are still tuning in, and we're still talking about it, because it's still not too late for everybody. For a lot of you guys, you know, where you're good. You know, like Herman lives in Mexico. He lives around here where I live. So for him, it's actually pretty good. You know, you're already in a good position, in a good area. And now you're going to start building your wealth, which is a great time to do it, because right now with all the money that's being printed, you can actually get that money and put it to work. All right. And so you're sitting pretty, but for a lot of people that are surviving, I mean, they were only surviving up until the Great Reset, and now they're just surviving. You don't got a job, you know, you don't got no money, you don't got nothing. You know what I mean? How the fuck are you gonna buy gold or silver or you know, get out of the country or do anything when you can't even afford to eat? You can't even afford to anything. So, you know, for a lot of you guys, you know, and I'm not, maybe no one in the audience, but I know a lot of people in the world right now, the situation is only worse and getting more dire as the days go on. But for a lot of people that set yourselves up correctly, you know, we're sitting pretty, you know, we're doing good. Thank God, right? Knock on wood, right? So, that's for sure. All right, let's keep reading some comments here. David, mind blown. Right? Yeah, I know, right? The Great Reset is upon us. That's for sure. No doubt about it. So, let me see. I'm reading some more comments. Let me see. Yeah, okay. So, Erotica. Oh, by the way, Exotica. How's it going, Exotica? Long time no see, brother. Shout out to you. Hey, I hope you're sitting pretty. I know you were a crypto dude, so I hope you're sitting pretty. Wait, what a year. Hold on. We're going to get some celebration, right? Hold on. But anyways, yes. APMEX or whatever the fuck whatever APMX, you know what he put in the chat there. That is a great source to also buy gold and silver from. Okay, yes. Okay, buy from them. eBay, yeah, do not buy anything from eBay. Don't ever buy, I mean, you can buy like a mouse from eBay. You can buy lighters from eBay. You can buy a lot of things from eBay, but don't buy fucking silver coins, or don't be buying anything like that from eBay. All right? If you do buy and you get swindled, I don't know what to tell you except, hold on, except, and I hope you learned your lesson, okay? So, just reading the chat, reading the comments. So here, let's put a little music in the background while I talk. So anyways, guys, yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying today's show, the first live stream back after being gone for over 90 days. After being put in the YouTube prison. So let's see where we're at here. Shout out to everybody out there. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys. So much fun. How long have we been streaming already? Oh, wow. We're almost at 2 hours already? Wow. Time flies, man. All right, let's read the chat. By the way, shout out to everybody out there watching on Twitch, watching on DLive, watching on YouTube. So please, if you haven't already, go to my Twitch, go to my DLive, and just subscribe. Just hit the, hit the bell icon, because you never know what can happen on YouTube. So at the very least, you'll know where to find me. Also, go to my website. Hopefully the music isn't too loud. But yeah, go to my website, guys. On my website, you can literally find everything and anything, okay? In fact, let's check out the website real quick. Might as well. So as you guys can see, and I'm constantly updating this, okay? But on the website, you can find, my travel channel. You can find my regular channel. You can find the cooking live channel. So I do live cooking. I live stream the whole cooking. So we cook full meals. I got the the Shotgun News podcast, okay? If you want to listen to the podcast, again, everything is here. So we got the podcast here, okay? So you guys can check it out, okay? So this stream is gonna be in the podcast. So as soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna upload it to the podcast, okay? So you can see all the podcast stuff there. The live stream, when I do the cooking live stream, I put it here, but I think I'm also gonna put this live stream on the website. And then we got all kinds of information, all kinds of stuff on the website. So just check it out, guys. All right. You can also sign up on the website in case the Googles of the internets of the world scrub me off the internet. I'm still gonna be out here doing things. So I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm small potatoes, but whatever. You get the idea. You never know, guys. You gotta prepare. Prepare for everything and anything. So anyways, but yeah, let's go back to the chat. Let me see what you guys have to say in the chat. Do you guys have anything to say? Mega Shredder. Just use PayPal when buying on eBay. I have bought a lot of silver on eBay with no problems. Many coin shops have their own accounts too. Buy high, sell low. Wall Street bets. Yeah, so like, when it comes to what Mega Shredder said, look, there are a lot of people that do sell on eBay. Don't get me wrong. There are a bunch of sellers on eBay that are actually trusted sellers. But unless you know who they are, unless you actually trust them, you know them personally, you know who these, sellers are on eBay, I would not trust them. I personally know now that you brought that up, there's a live streamer on YouTube. I forgot his name, I forgot his info, whatever, but he sells items at auction. Okay, like again, silver and gold coins on auction, and I think a lot of the stuff he puts it on eBay. So if you're buying his auctions or buying through him, on eBay, and yeah, of course, you know what I mean. But again, if you're just buying from some guy named Mamoop, from fucking Nigeria, and he's like a prince, and he, you know what I mean, he's telling you a good deal, you can buy a silver coin for $10, buyer beware, you know what I mean, buyer beware. So be careful out there. Do your homework, do your research, because again, a lot of people might not even want to buy from, Mike Maloney and buy from all these other, gold and silver dealers, even though they are reputable and have a nice fancy website, because they don't know anything about them. But I have actually bought from these people, from a lot of these retailers online, which I'm going to see if I can bring up even more in future episodes. I'll be a little more prepared for that. But yeah, and they're great. You know what I mean? I've ordered from Gold Silver. I've ordered from Gold Money. Peter Schiff. Whatever you think about Peter Schiff, he's great. He has a great service as well. So there's a bunch of people out there, for sure. That's for sure. But anyways, PayPal always sides with the buyer on eBay. Just don't buy silver pandas from China. Yeah, right? Again, buyer beware. But yeah, guys, I think we're going to start bringing this to an end. We've already streamed over 2 hours. Wow, I cannot believe we've done 2 hours already. But you know me, I keep this thing going and going and going. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, anything you guys want me to talk about, discuss, bring up, anything like that, please, by all means, you have the floor. So you can talk to me about anything you want to talk to me about. If you guys want to ask me anything more and all that stuff, you're going to have me here for a little while, but otherwise we're going to start winding this down. Really awesome stream today. It makes me really happy and glad to come back. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been asking me, hey, am I going to come back and start doing, the Wednesday live streams, and stuff like that? I'm like, well, maybe. Today is Friday. I don't remember the last time I did a live stream on Friday. But we're gonna figure it out. You know what I mean? I definitely want to. I love these live streams. They're awesome. They're great. I love making my videos for the channel as well. So we're gonna just figure out what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? I live stream on my travel channel. I live stream like 2 or 3 times a week on my cooking channel. So I still live stream and I still do a lot. I live stream twice a week on the podcast again. You know what I mean? So don't forget that. You know what I mean? So I'm out there. I'm doing things. So even though that I got banned from YouTube and today's my first episode back, it doesn't mean that I wasn't out there doing things. For a lot of you guys already know. But regardless, we're back. We're back with a vengeance. I'm streaming simultaneously on Twitch and D Live, and that's what we're gonna do going forward. So even if I get banned again in the future, you can find me on those platforms. Okay, so please subscribe there. Check out the website. Subscribe to the web. Check out all the things. Check out all the other channels, and so on and so forth. Okay, we out here doing things. So Mark Lane, how's it going, Mark Lane? Man, I have not seen you in a very long time. How's it going there, brother? So Mark Lane asked, hyperwave still possible? Nah, bro. I think that shit's dead. That shit's hyperwave is as dead as the guy that was talking about it for a very long time. I forgot about that guy and all that shit. So no hyperwave. I don't see a hyperwave. Uh-oh. You okay? Uh-oh. Hold on. Mark Lane comes into the chat and he just starts destroying it. Oh no. Hold on 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Sincerely apologize. As soon as Mark Lane entered the chat, everything just started, just went to shit. Hold on. So, David Garza asked, should you try to make your Bitcoin invisible and stuff like that? Yeah, of course. But again, there's a lot of ways to do that. And, right now, Bitcoin is not, private per se. You know what I mean? It's like, they know exactly, you know what I mean? Like, what you have and how you got it. So, but that's assuming that you left a paper trail. But there's many, many, many ways in which you can purchase Bitcoin and acquire Bitcoin and not leave any kind of paper trail at all. So like, again, there's certain Bitcoin ATMs in which you can purchase Bitcoin anonymously. And there's plenty of places in which you can acquire Bitcoin anonymously. And then once you acquire it, even whether you acquire anonymously or through a means like the Cash App, Coinbase, or whatever, in which they know how you got it, there's also other ways to make sure that you can, kind of like make it disappear so that it goes into a wallet in which they have no way of, knowing that it belongs to you. But you got to do a lot of work and research on that. I'm not going to be talking about that or discussing that right now at the moment, but yeah, for sure. That is very wise to make sure to keep your Bitcoin and your crypto as much off the grid as possible. That's another thing about this technology too. This technology doesn't have to be on the grid. This Bitcoin, you can have your Bitcoin, purchase it on the grid and then take them off the grid with you. And these things are, gonna work just fine. And I mean, no one will know anything about how much you have, who has, anything like that. They can be as private as possible. But then, again, there's a lot of work that comes with keeping your Bitcoin private, okay? But it can be done. But what you can do is that you can also research other coins out there like Monero and other privacy geared coins that might be able to help you with that. But I think Monero is the only other coin. Monero is the only real coin that the privacy is, but they're really private, okay? Monero is the only real private cryptocurrency. But Bitcoin, not so much. But again, that's what makes Bitcoin great. It's not necessarily made for privacy. It's made for accountability. Okay, that's really what Bitcoin is for. Remember, right now, our governments around the world are printing into oblivion, and they're not being held accountable for any of the things that they're doing. So something like Bitcoin forces governments and corporations and things like that to have some sort of accountability and not allow them to just, keep printing into oblivion, or have a system like that will allow them to do that. So, that's what Bitcoin is really more than anything else. Now, the whole privacy stuff and all that, that's later. That's other coins, other stuff, okay? But the reality is that Bitcoin wasn't really meant to be private, okay? All right, I'm reading the chat. Let me go through the chat. By the way, yeah, sorry I had to leave the camera real quick. It's just, unfortunately the missus dropped something and it broke, and, I was helping her with that for a minute, solving that issue. So, life happens, right? Sometimes life just fucking drops on your head like a piece of glass. Anyways. But everything's gonna be all right. Beware of hyperwave, still possible. Look, again, I don't really care about hyperwave because, again, I didn't buy really any coins right now. I've been buying my crypto early, whatever. So if we go through that and it dumps, it's still gonna be all right. As I think most of you guys are. But no, I don't think we're going. I don't know, man. I think that we are. I think right now, if we're looking at what as 2017 as a guide. Right now, we're not in the 2017 part of the show. Right now would be the end of 2016, okay? Going into 2017. That's what I see with the crypto space at the moment, okay? So, to tell you the truth. And that's where I think we're going. I think right now, what we're seeing, remember back at the end of 2016, we were barely trying to break 1,000, and 1,000 was the resistance. $1,000 was you know, the point of the all-time high and all that stuff, and then we fucking obliterated 1,000, and we kept going and going and going and going and going until we fucking got to 20K. So I think that right now 20K is going to be that $1,000 mark, okay? And then when, you know, once we blow past 20K, then we're going to keep going and going and going and going and going. Once we get to like around the 100K range, sell. All right, around there, that's the time to sell, and that's when it's going to start dumping again. So that's what I see, and then we're going to keep going up until we get to 1 million, you know. So. I'm reading the comments real quick. Give me 1 second. Just reading some comments. Raymond, no, silver is not inflated. And by the way, they weren't inflating in silver prices back then. They were just trying to get the price of silver to its actual price. And people like Warren Buffett were also buying physical silver, and they were not allowed to do that. All right, again, that goes to show you, you know what I mean, the power of governments and the banks. So, no. And again, gold and silver, like I was saying earlier on the live stream, gold and silver are at all-time lows. Okay, whatever the price is now, they're still at all-time lows. You know, gold and silver are lower in price than they have ever been in price. And what is it when priced against the dollar? So it's just that the dollar has inflated so much, and you basically don't see that. So that's that. Yeah, so like when they were trying to bring the price of silver to the proper price, they weren't able to do that. They were, you know, they were told not to do that, and so that's why, you know, silver got to like $40. Remember many years ago, silver got like $40 and then it dumped. All right, but now look at where silver is now. You know what I mean? So look at, and now, you know, it's not really dumping any further. In fact, you know, they're trying to manipulate it downwards, but it keeps going up. Okay. Yeah, Mark, but again, I'm not into the whole institutional money bullshit, man. I'm not. You already know that. You know that, okay? That's why I haven't been making crypto videos for a long time, because I'm not into any of that bullshit, man. I talk about what's really going on, you know, whether it's the Great Reset, you know, the whole monetary reset, you know, the end of the dollar, you know, what's really going to happen, man. I'm not here. I don't give a fuck about institutions. I don't give a fuck about the banks. I don't give a fuck about any of these fucking, you know, because these things are the ones that we're fighting against and we're going against in order to fucking get to the point where we want to get to. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, but look, Mark Lane, look, right now, you're like, oh, the institutions own the Bitcoin. They, like, for example, the Square Cash app, they bought a lot of Bitcoin recently. And yeah, they hold a lot of Bitcoin. But then when you look at their numbers, they've also sold the most Bitcoin. So yeah, they're acquiring Bitcoin because they have to acquire the physical Bitcoin in order to sell it to you physically, right? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. So it's the same thing with, so like the brokers and shit like that, what they're doing is that they're buying, you know, Bitcoin, okay, physically, and then they're selling the people paper, okay? And then the people are going to get stuck with that paper, just like the people that buy paper, silver, and gold, and they're going to get stuck with that paper. But that, you know, the Bitcoin and the gold and the silver are still going to be out there. And again, it's not even about Bitcoin. It's about the system that we're building. That we already talked about this in earlier on in the show. I'm not going to go through the whole thing again. But it's just like the whole system that we're building. You know, basically the whole crypto infrastructure, the blockchain infrastructure, you know, just all that we're building that's going to allow us to create our own form of value, our own currency, our own monetary system, and not have to participate with the system that is basically starving us to death right now. Right now, okay? Right now we are being starved to death by the banks, and, you know, people are still thinking that, oh yeah, you know, the people are going to trust the banks in the future. No, they're not. No, they're not. Okay, because right now what they're asking me, you know, someone Anicia Cordova is asking me, what do I think about Argentina? So what's happening in Argentina is what happened in Venezuela, and what's happening in other countries, you know, whether it's Turkey or other countries around the world. Again, Argentina is really getting hit hard right now with, you know, the hyperinflation of their currency. And the IMF is coming into Argentina and saying, get rid of the Argentinian peso and use the dollar. And the Argentinian people are saying, no, we want to use the peso, but the peso is worth nothing. It's worth less. So the people are having no, I got friends over there, but the people have no other choice but to use the dollar. You know, a dollar blue, the strong dollar, you know, all that bullshit, you know what I mean? So, but that's what we're going to see. We're going to see what's happening in Argentina is going to be happening to the currency of basically every country around the world. And it's going to happen to the euro, and it's going to happen to many currencies. And then eventually all of these currencies and all of these things are going to just, you know, hyperinflate to the point where they're just going to disappear and not really be worth anything anymore. And then at that point, things like gold, silver, Bitcoin, and all these things are going to be viable forms of, you know, of wealth or currency or whatever. I mean, so what I see in Argentina now is what it's going to happen to many countries going down the line, especially the closer aligned, you know, the more aligned your currency is to the dollar, the harder it's going to fall. So like, for example, even though Mexico's peso is pegged to the dollar like every other currency out there, because Mexico has things like natural resources like oil, like silver, like lithium, and I can go on and on. You know what I mean? They're self-sustainable, you know, the people can take care of themselves, and I can go on and on. You know, all of these things allows their currency. In fact, the Mexican peso has been the strongest currency against the dollar of all the other currencies around the world. So, you know, in that sense, you know, when we have this great reset, you know, certain countries are going to fare better, like Mexico, for example, as opposed to other countries like Argentina that not only do they not have a working currency because the Argentinian peso is fucking shit, but then the other currency that they're actually using, which is the dollar, is also shit. You know what I mean? So that's what you see in Argentina. Everybody knows how to use Bitcoin, and everybody is getting away from the bank, but they can't get away from the bank because Argentina is a first world country like Europe and like the US. So basically, if you don't know if you're in the US, Europe, Canada, Australia, and you have no idea how this whole great reset is going to materialize financially in your country, look at Argentina. Okay, look at Argentina. That's what's going to happen to you in some shape, form, or another. Okay, but if you're in Argentina, you know, right now, you know what I mean. If you know how to play the game, you know, if you know what's going on, then you can play the game, and you can, you know, still salvage yourself. You know, as far as I know, you know, property in Argentina is dirt cheap right now, as are many other assets, you know what I mean, that you can acquire. So, you know, you might be able to do things like trade, you know, some of these worthless pesos or dollars for property in Argentina. And then when the shit hits the fan and things get back to normal, you'll be sitting in some very nice property in Buenos Aires that you got for dirt cheap right now. So, I mean, I don't know if that helps explain the Argentina situation. So, oh, Herman just created his Bitso account. I'm glad. I'm happy. Good for you, brother. Yeah, and so, you know, you already know what to do. Just go through the motions there and just start using it. Just start practicing. Now, you know, don't get me wrong. You know, if you're gonna put 500 pesos in your Bitso account and you buy Bitcoin, you know, first of all, when you deposit 500 pesos, they're gonna charge you tax. You know, Mexico's going to charge you tax at OXXO, and OXXO is going to charge you a fee. So basically, to deposit 500 pesos, it might be like 520 pesos, okay? And then when you buy Bitcoin, you got to pay the fee. So basically, if you deposit 525 pesos, and you want to purchase 500 pesos worth of Bitcoin, you might, once you purchase a 500 pesos worth of Bitcoin, you're going to have like 490 or 495 pesos. So basically, it's to purchase 500 pesos worth of Bitcoin, it's probably going to cost you like 25 pesos, 30 pesos. But again, if the price is going up and you know what you're buying, it's just like when you buy silver at the bank. You know what I mean? You know silver is worth like 500 pesos, but you're probably paying Banco Azteca 600 pesos for the ability to have that in your hand. So, hope that helps. Look at that, Mark Lane, hodler since 2017. So yeah, man, I'm sitting pretty right now. Again, even if you purchase Bitcoin at the beginning of the year, I mean, I think we dropped to like what, 4,000? I know I bought some at like 4,000, you know what I mean, 5,000, you know what I mean? So if you got, if you bought Bitcoin at any point at the beginning of this year, or even when we dropped, in early March, bro, you're sitting pretty. If you bought Bitcoin in October, you're sitting pretty. I think October, we were still sitting at 10,000, right? Or 9,000? So. But yeah, let me see. I think I'm gonna start winding this down. But yeah, guys, it's Friday afternoon. I'm sure a lot of you guys are already clocking out and you got a lot of things to do, as do I. I realized. So we're gonna start winding this baby down. So you guys already know, guys, please, you know what I mean? Like, check out my website, okay? Just go to josearteaga.com, where you can find all my channels. You can find all kinds of information on how to move out here. How to move to Merida, Mexico, on, just a bunch of other things, you know what I mean, that I do. I'm going to be adding more information. I'm going to start adding like, information on Bitcoin, information on more education stuff, on the website to help you guys and help everybody, have more resources for you to know what to do, in the coming times. Remember, I'm not here just talking about all this craziness. We're here to provide solutions and provide, a way to, again, find a solution and find a way in order to maximize your situation, and again, instead of falling victim, instead of falling, down with the system, you can actually, thrive. Instead of just surviving, we're trying to thrive under these conditions, okay? And we can definitely thrive, okay? There's no reason not to. So you already know the deal, guys. Check out the website, check out the rest of the channel. Check out, that's it. Just check everything out, that's it. It's Friday. I forgot. We're checking out for the weekend. So I'm out. I'm going to get out of here. I got a weekend to get to, but I will be back, okay? We're going to be back on this channel some point next week. I don't know when. We got videos coming up. We got live streams coming up, but we also got the podcast, okay? Don't forget to check out the podcast, okay? Every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 o'clock Eastern, okay, p.m. We're also going to upload that to the podcast. We got that on the website. We got the Cooking Lives channel. I cook live now. And we just do so many other things. I got the travel channel. We're over 1,000 subscribers plus, and so on and so forth. So everything's hitting on all cylinders. And man, what a year and what a way to end it. We're ending it with a bang, and we're going to start 2021 with another bang. All right. So we got a lot to cover, a lot to talk about. We have so many things. All right, literally coming down the pike. So I hope you guys are ready. And if you're not, well, that's what we're here for, to help you guys get ready. So I think that's it, guys. Let me just give a shout out to everybody out there. So shout out to Mark, shout out to DJ, shout out to Herman, shout out to Katie, shout out to Anesia, shout out to Raymond, shout out to everybody out there. What else? Who else we got? Shout out to David, shout out to Mega Shredder, shout out to Exotica, shout out to Elijah, everybody. I'm sorry if I missed you, but thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for having fun with me today. What a great live stream. What a great day back. So you already know the deals. Don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit that bell icon, but more importantly than anything else, please stay awesome. I'll see you guys here next week. Probably on Wednesday, but who knows when I'm going to be back. Just stay tuned. Hit that bell icon so you know exactly when I'm coming back, okay? So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you, and love you guys to death. Bye. All right, hold on. Let me outro. Got an outro here.